Wave that one west, cover out that window. Let them know I'm coming with my kinfolk. Red letter, ski mask on, but I don't really ski though. Bullets bald head like they going through chemo. I slide on them Tony Hawk type. Better get your thoughts right. Jumping high on walls, this ain't Fortnite. Red dot, it kinda make it way too easy for a headshot. I put you under wing, it turned into a headlock. I told my niggas think it's time to put the pressure on. You bring that paper, told her throw a little extra on. We go to war and see, I murder one, you murder two, it ain't the same degree. Better up into a capital offense for them dollars, but it really don't make sense. Guns behind tents with some liquor and we riding down the freeway. Slide on them, spin the block and replay, so we slide again.
You know my position, I'm on standby. Ain't no competition, it's a landslide. Or you a rider, motherfucker, ride again. You said you slide on them, nigga, slide again. Niggas claim they hot, but we been fine. If they ain't one of mine, so they anti. Or you a rider, motherfucker, ride again. You said you slide on them, nigga, slide.
We got this mapped out. Niggas selling wolf tickets, not living what they rap out. Said he gon' ride, too emotional, he'll crash out. And I ain't boxing, wrestle with this cannon, you gon' tap out. 100 troopers in the building, turn this shit into a blackout. We both come from the mother, why you tryin' to do me dirty? He cut himself off, we let him rock, he ain't worthy. You playing ball courts, throwing number like a jersey. While niggas folded like origami, I kept it sturdy. Told my son he got the blood of a king, he ain't got a word. They gon' cross you like a Christian, it's better to learn this early. They be watching, trying to copy, asking questions, trying to learn me. I ain't in the back and forth if the business don't concern me. Catch the wrath from my anger, I be trying to give a mercy. Ask the angels keep me covered, I'ma slide, they might have heard me. They playing with that fire, get too close, it's gonna burn me. We ain't never looking back, moving forward, it's the journey.
You know my position, I'm on standby. Ain't no competition, it's a landslide. Or you a rider, motherfucker, ride again. You said you slide on them, nigga, slide again. Niggas claim they hot, but we been fine. If they ain't one of mine, so they anti. Or you a rider, motherfucker, ride again. You said you slide on them, little nigga, I'm made. All these rappers soft, claim they all cut from a hold of a clove. I'm the one with the blade. Untamed gorilla, keep your hands out the cage. I be standing on they neck, one west to the grave. You can keep your mercy, nigga, I ain't worried. Revenge call me buddy love, I call her Miss Purdy. Nigga try to blitz, I'm going 730. I'ma shake the whole room like Big Shirty. Nigga say one war, it's whatever, buddy. Glock fully loaded, you know these letters bloody. Come for me, you a bitch, homie. Boy, I'm realer than your big homie. 144, yeah, the one and only. And you know I keep this blick on me. Body slam you like Mick Foley. I got that black out on my arm, play that bitch like a violin. Said me try me once, nigga, try again. You know my position, I'm on standby. Ain't no competition, it's a landslide. Or you a rider, motherfucker, ride again. You said you slide on them, nigga, slide again. Niggas claim they hot, but we been fine. If they ain't one of mine, so they anti. Or you a rider, motherfucker, ride again. You said you slide on them, nigga, slide again.
Serious and you're looking for a Christ man, the one who's knowing it with the Lord, with the Spirit of the Lord, to do his will. I'm that nigga.
One West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put y'all faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make them money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on cargo slave ship. What the fuck he do for blacks in his administration? I'm waiting, patient like a saint. Black, Hispanic, Native, they hate your ass the same. Paint Christ in they image, paint you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say hate. African soul niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lies sound promising. Prophecy, gift and the curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the UPK, taught me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville and I found the truth. I called the school, classes being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. UPK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under your honor, Amy murdered by them and got a hug from your honor. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priests bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ice agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game, put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves. Chose by the Lord, we could never be the same. Soon as they born, the wicked go astray. They left the truth, they wasn't with us anyway. Niggas weak, they just saying anything to be truthful. We don't want no cowards anyway. Look, coronavirus, that's a plague. You don't get too much sleep when you waking up the dead. First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church. Came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church.
I ain't finna tell you how I got away with this shit.
If I'm more right, that's good business. She look good, but hang with dumb bitches. Tell her I'm way too fly for one sister. And if she leave a priest, I won't miss her. Put a ring around, oh, no. Bitches for the street like basketball goals. I always knew she'd let that lane hit her. Won't get her, me, I ain't simple, bitch. Now I ain't gon' work it out. I ain't regular out. Now I ain't gon' work it out. I ain't regular out. You civilian out. Nah, fair out. I ain't gon' work it out. Cause I ain't regular out. I ain't regular out. You's a regular out. Took that bitch back. She done fed you out. Look how you living out. You look scary out. Can't fuck that bitch right. Cause she be getting nailed out. You don't forgive her, ain't it? You wanna love her, don't you? Just know that love ain't for you. It's for the world, homie. I got some real homies. You don't pretend, homie. ISUPK, One West, we kicking field goals. Let that bitch lead, ho. She got them D's, though. With a little steak and ass pussy, she be going she HIV, ho. You dirty ass skeet, ho. Don't get that shit up out your chest, bitch. Said what you gonna do now, what you gonna say now, what you gonna do to me? It is UPK, I'm shot too deep, it's better Google me. I put these girls all in my training camp like I relieve. I say what I do and I do what I say, bitch, what the fuck you mean? If I'm more right, that's good business. She look good but hang with dumb bitches. Tell her I'm way too fly for one sister. And then she leave a piece, I won't miss her. Won't put a ring around it. Oh, no. Bitches for the street like basketball goes. I always knew she'd let that lane hit her. Get a cent from me, I ain't simple. Bitch, now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. No, I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. You civilian out. Nah, failure out. I ain't gonna work it out. Cause I ain't regular out. I get paper, bro. Got my standards up. You a munchkin out. Catching knees out. Check my favorite out. I'm a player out. These niggas top block. Taking lead out. You shouldn't be worried about these broke ass bitches. And don't compare yourself to simp ass niggas. Had to shine a lot of these disparate ass women. Cause they be tripping hard, acting like they different. But a bit be basic, bit be horn, and bit be naked, faking, stankin', ashamed, dirty, my bit be faking. I don't get too fucks about you, I wouldn't have put no baby in. Bit be saying they got that paper, look, they let me itch. Done caught the penalty, and my energy got me feeling me. Ice hitting on them, these diamond teeth that's into me. And I'm getting right, tagging up, and I'm getting to it. And these niggas hate, but they can't touch, cause I'm bulletproof. If I'm more right, that's good business. She look good, but hang with dumb bitches. Tell her I'm way too fly for one sister. And then she leave a piece, I won't miss her. Won't put a ring around it. Oh, no. Bitches for the street like basketball goes. I always knew she'd let that lane hit her. Won't get a cent from me, I ain't simple. Bitch, now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. No, I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. You civilian out. Nah, failure out. I ain't gonna work it out. Cause I ain't regular out.
Goddamn, love them age damn dick, she love, nigga. Ain't no taking nothing back. Cause I ain't regular out. I got you. Let it rap real quick. Look. The city eyes, it's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shot in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls to you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times soon. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Fierce taste sweet, told him make me an apple crisp. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Shout come on, man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evans to a mall quad, telling me how the crackers turn this shit into a ghost town. Focus out there, I lay that game down. I feel his pain cause nothing is the same now. My light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, so tangent. Try to warn them niggas we bear arms like tarantulas. Them mother niggas, I make anthems. I really see prophets under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty to handle. Look, I move like a precious Chicago, spirit Asian, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Wardo. Sleep if they want, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I got it, that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yaradon, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone never since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence,
Clap it up. Ahora, Akim, we, el hombre es General Mahaiman, estoy al servicio de el General Johanna. Bienvenido, gracias por estar con nosotros esta noche. Nosotros somos la Escuela Israelita de Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Comenzamos en 1 Oeste Calle 125, Harlem, Nueva York, desde 1969, debajo del mando de el General Johanna. Carnales, esta es la verdad. Si tú eres hombres hispanos, negros o indios nativos, tú eres Israel, el pueblo elegido de Dios. Tu madre y tu padre dicen que somos un culto y mantienen su iglesia sin culpa, pero su iglesia es culpable de todo lo que nos están pasando. Órale. En criol, map, apran, francés, ac, criol, pasquem, remen, tout, haïtien, en portugués de Brasil, us, verdaderos, judeus, da Biblia, su, negros y guachinos. Parle français, la vraie, juif, biblique, sont, les noirs, latinos et américains, nous sommes les ISUPK, como c'est, à ouest, savez-vous qui Harlem, New York, sous la gouvernance du commandant général Johanna, l'école israélite de la connaissance universelle pratique. All right, clap it. Merci. All right. Just to let you know, though, if some Brazilians don't come into school soon, I'm dropping that Brazil. Okay? I'm dropping it. So you Brazilians got about, I think, a month to get up in this school, or else I'm dropping it. I'm focusing on French, Creole, and Spanish. Understood? Good gracias. ¿Le entiendo? So, yeah, what was it? No, entiendo. Lo entiendes. Anything else?
So like I said.
Merci, right? Merci.
We're going to go find them Brazilians.
Oh, shit. All right. They better hurry up. All right, you got it.
Yes, sir. Today's class, the true victim of unconditional love.
Mm-hmm.
And do you really want white people to learn compassion?
Well, first of all, I'm thankful to be back in headquarters, Jerusalem, Harlem, New York. Happy to be here, brother, always. And those are absolutely the topics that we will get into tonight. Tonight, you're going to have to ask yourself a few questions. Do you really want white people to learn compassion? You really want white people to learn compassion? You should think about it. All right. What was the other one again?
The true victims of unconditional love.
Yeah. Tonight, we're also going to go over and try to highlight the true victims of unconditional love. Unconditional love, is the reason that so many of you are able to ignore the reality of Christianity because of this promise of unconditional love. We all grow up hearing about it. We all aspire to do it, and we all aspire to receive it. But tonight, we're going to talk about the true victims of unconditional love. Those are the topics we will focus on tonight. Of course, I'm going to get to every last one of your questions. Please ask your questions right now. Preguntas, por favor.
Sir, any questions in the room? We got the mics right there.
Salaki, sir, for me. Can you hear me? Okay, I have Acts chapter 8. I just wanted to confirm that Philip did not teleport.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay. Acts chapter 8, verse 38. Mm-hmm. And he commanded the chariot to stand still, and they went down both into the water, both Philip and the eunuch, and he baptized them. And when they were come out of the water, the Spirit of the Lord caught away Philip, that the eunuch saw him no more, and he went on his way rejoicing. Verse 40, but Philip was found at Azotus, and passing through, he preached in all the cities till he came to Caesarea.
Okay, I'm assuming that people in the world are using that term teleport from the science fiction movies. I would assume, correct?
Con.
Got you.
I just overheard that.
Yeah,
Salaki.
that is never the way I've ever broken that precept down because, of course, the truth was around, has been around for so long. This is what actually happened based on what you're reading. The chariot took him and put him somewhere else. Now, teleport is science fiction-y. And of course, the Most High God doesn't need to use computers and things like that. So this could have been done a million different ways because the Most High God is spirit and not a man. So I would never use the word teleport, but I do know this, that based on this, the same thing happened with Jesus Christ. The same thing happened with Elijah. The same thing happened with, I believe the brother's name was Enoch. That sounds about familiar to me. I would never verbalize it like teleportation.
Con.
You get the point, all right?
Con.
Good to go?
I have one more question.
Please.
And this one is in Revelations
Mhm.
chapter 20.
Mhm.
And it's in verse 6. So I know this is talking about the Dark Ages
Mhm.
when we ruled during that time. So my question is, when it says at the bottom portion, should I read the whole
Please,
verse?
whatever you would like us.
All right. So this is Revelations chapter 20, verse 6. It says, "Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death had no power, but they shall be priests of God and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years." So my question is in the latter part where it says they shall be priests of God and Christ. So although during that time we were off, right? The Israelites were off that were ruling.
I got you. That this is not talking about that time.
Okay, con.
That's probably the whole problem, right? Read it one more time from the top.
Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection.
The first resurrection is coming into the truth before judgment day. That's the first resurrection. And that's why you are blessed and holy if you take part in that, because then you don't die, right? Our people have been speaking about and prophesying judgment day. My God. You know, you might want to go back to Genesis. It could go, but Exodus, or when the prophets begin to speak, when the prophets begin to go out and prophesy against what the people are doing, you could probably take it back to that safely. When the prophets of God would go out on the street and tell people to repent, because judgment is coming. Right? We've always known about this great and terrible day. The Most High God talked about it after he took us out of Egypt, how he was going to do it again, except the next time it would not be with water. So we've always known about this great and terrible day. Blessed is he that doesn't take part in that second one. If you can be resurrected, meaning if you can change now, then you're blessed and holy. You're special, and our people don't want to take part in that second one. Read again, please.
Blessed and holy is he that Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection.
Keep going.
On such the second death have no power.
You get the point? Meaning if you change your life and if you are born again, then the second death has no power. What's the first death?
When you're born again.
When you're born again, which is why it says the resurrection.
Okay.
You get my point? Because all of us to follow Jesus Christ, our King, we had to die and a new man had to be born. So we have part in that resurrection. If you die now, you don't have to die later. Simple enough, right?
Okay.
It's a trade, right? Either I die now, the person I was who loved to do terrible things to people, that person has to die. If I don't die now, I die later. You understand?
Okay.
Right? And if you choose to die now, you don't have to die later. That's what this precept is about. Keep going.
Salaki. But they shall be priests of God and of Christ.
You get that, brother? What happens when you change your life and become a new man? Now you're a priest and officer. So sacerdote y oficial. Now you're a priest and an officer now because you died. Because in the death I'm speaking about is the spiritual death of the person you were before and the spiritual rebirth of the priest and officer you are now. Now, if you do that, you don't have to die the second time. That's this precept. This is not talking about, I believe you might mean the Dark Ages. This is not talking about that, if that's what you were referring to.
Because
Go ahead.
in the final part of
Please.
the verse, and shall reign with him 1,000 years.
Exactly. And shall reign with him 1,000 years. What is 1,000 years? 1,000 years is never talking about 1,000 years. No number, no time in the Bible is literal. That's out of the mouth of Jesus Christ. That term. Reign with him 1,000 years means you're going to just be with him forever. You get the point? And you'll reign with him. Why will you reign with him? Because now you're a priest and an officer. You've been delivered from the oppression of France and the oppression of Haiti, the oppression of America, the oppression of Great Britain, of Mexico, of Brazil. Now you're a priest and an officer. And now you're reigning with Christ 1,000 years. What happens after the 1,000 years? Just think logically. Your children reign. And then the next generation reigns. And then the next generation reigns. It's speaking about the kingdom of heaven, not sometime before. Of course, that's why you're asking the question, because it doesn't match up if it's talking about some time in the past when we were still wicked. You get my point? Because we weren't priests back then. We weren't holy back then, but the new man is holy. The new man is a priest. Please, you want to say something else?
Well, I wanted to read the next
Keep going.
verse. The water. Sir. And shall go out, Salakia, and verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
What is that talking about? You know,
The dark
the Dark Ages. That's speaking about the Dark Ages. Why? Because this is a book of Revelations, which is why they gave it the name. The original name was the Apocalypse, I believe. The book of the Apocalypse. That sounds right. Is that right? The book of the Apocalypse, right? Because it was prophesying the destruction of the Roman Empire. It's Revelations. It's not a story from A to Z. It's like a dream that you have at night. So you're reading about this first part is speaking about Judgment Day and Christ and reigning 1,000 years. And the next part, like any other dream you might have, is speaking about the Dark Ages, because it's jumping back and forth, and it's going to jump again as you keep reading, and it'll jump again as you keep reading on, because it's visions, not a linear story. And the Christian church always makes a mistake in trying to understand the book of Revelations as a linear story, because it does not make sense as a linear story, which is the reason why you're asking the question. Because we were not priests after the Dark Ages. We were Romans and Greeks and Britons and Spaniards and French and Germans. We weren't a nation of priests. This is talking about the Dark Ages. That beginning part is talking about when Christ returns. Just think visions. Visions, not a book that has a linear story. Please keep reading.
Yeah, that was the end of verse 7. Verse 8.
Go ahead.
And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth.
You get that, right? That's speaking about the Dark Ages. That happened. That's historical fact. The first part is speaking about Judgment Day. The second part is speaking about the Dark Ages, just like 1,000 dreams you had. First, I'm in my grandmother's house. We're walking around. Then all of a sudden, I'm at my job. You ever had a dream like that? Then all of a sudden, I'm walking down the street in Broad Street. It's jumping, because these visions are jumping, because it's not a story. These are dreams that a man had that he's writing down. You want to read more? Please go ahead.
No, that was it.
Please. Sit down. Please sit down.
The water.
Quick shout out to the Zones joining us. You got mind, sir. We got Atlanta with us in the house.
Atlanta the Brave. Give him a hand. The water. Norfolk, Virginia. Give him a hey. Please, Atlanta. Let me get Levi first, Atlanta. All right. Then I'll get whoever you just said. Please. No sweat. I'm sure Thug, good to see you. Please. Can we get him on camera or no go? If we can. Go ahead.
Speaking about the second death, can you give me if I may, a quick breakdown on the second death, the difference between the second death and the death that we know when we lose a loved one? What is the difference between that biblical second death
and the physical?
That we know of?
Well, the basic difference is one is not literal. One is not actually physically dying. The other one is spiritually dying. The best way to understand it is to go through Adam, right? In the Bible, man was created on the 6th day, right? But Adam was created on the seventh day. Adam was created on the day of rest. For when his work had finished, then man was created. That's in the Bible. When the Most High God had finished all his work, that's when Adam was created, because Adam's creation was not the physical creation that happened in those 6 days, right? For 6 days, that's physical creation for 6 days. Sun, moon, stars, and water, and plants, and animals, and people. That's physical. But then Adam was made a living soul when his work was finished. That's in the New Testament, all right? Adam's creation was not physical. It was spiritual. The creation on the 6th day was physical. It was when people, came out of the dirt and was formed of whatever cells and amoebas and whatever the hell scientific terms you could use to create how people were created. That's how it happened, all right? And how they begin to evolve into higher human beings, right? That's physical. Adam was when the people were already here, eating whatever they wanted to eat, worshiping the stars, having sex with whatever had a hole. Right? The animals were in charge of them. They weren't in charge of the animals. Just think primitive man. When the animals rule your life, the tigers and bears and things, they rule over you. You're terrified of them. And Adam begins to be enlightened by intelligence that he read in the stars above his head in the Garden of Eden. Then he put the animals in subjection under him. He put the horses to their duty. He didn't eat horses the way his father would have. You understand? He made horses, to be animals to work. And he began to farm and to propagate because of his intelligence that he got from reading the stars above his head in the Garden of Eden. Right? He was born again. There's a death that has to happen for you to be born again. Right? Adam had to change for him to become that new man. His people were on the 6th day. He was like everyone else. But then from the dust of the ground made he man. He took of that same dirt that everyone else was in, that everyone else was formed from, and he made something special, someone special from it. That's what the first death is. It's the death that Adam went through to become a living soul. Adam went through this exact same thing, which is why God said he took of the dust of the ground and made a man. That dust of the ground is using a metaphor, much like the question the brother had about the skipping. It's using the metaphor of the creation that happened in the 6th day, right? That physical creation, but it's talking about something else right now. It's talking about a spiritual creation, and the dirt is not physical dirt now. The dirt is the lifestyle that is filthy, the lifestyle that is low down, that Adam had to change to be able to become a living soul. That's the difference. One is physical, spoken about in physical terms and literally physical. The other one is spiritual, right? If you die spiritually, then you don't have to die physically. Is this not true every day right now? This is true every day. Right now, what I'm saying is happening and has been happening since Adam. You're in the world. You're a murderer, a thief, a rapist, a liar. What happens to you? You live a very short, violent life. That's what happens. One day you decide, I don't want to die. I don't want to die like my cousins and my family members and my friends. I don't want to be like them. They died. They died. So because I don't want to die, I have to die. Everybody gets it? Because I don't want to be like those people that physically died. I'm going to kill the person that would die physically. I'm killing him. I'm not selling drugs anymore. I'm not getting high anymore. I'm not committing crime anymore. I'm not doing things to people that make people want to shoot me. That's a giant thing among blacks and Latinos that we never get because we pattern our lives after white people. And white people constantly do things to other countries, to other people that make them hated by those countries. They constantly violate borders. They constantly violate civil rights. They don't respect their neighbors. They don't treat people with respect and dignity. So what happens? Constant war, constant terrorism, constant death everywhere. America has been at war for every single year of its creation except for 4 years. That's it. Who we just celebrated in down there in America and blah, 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 the damn 250th anniversary of America. America has been at war with somebody for every year except for 4 years in the 1970s. And that's that. Why? Because they constantly violate their neighbors. Now, here we are in our communities. We're always robbing someone, stealing from someone, sleeping with someone's woman, hurting some people, and then we wonder why there's no peace in our neighborhoods. Because we violate each other, because we think we can behave like white people behave, who violate Cuba and violate France and violate Mexico and violate Haiti. They violate everyone. We think we can violate the brothers and sisters in our neighborhood. What happens to our lives? We're constantly in violence. We're constantly involved in strife. Well, that man has to die. Now you don't violate anyone. And because you don't violate anyone, before you know it, you don't have beef with anyone. You don't have problems with anyone. If I'm willing to die now, I don't have to die later. That's the point, Haiti, all right? Anything else?
All right, so we got Atlanta.
Come on, Atlanta the Brave, you're up.
Khan, I had two questions.
Mm-hmm.
The first question was how do we battle those that will say that the conquest into the land of Canaan was genocide?
One more time. How do we battle someone saying that conquest?
Or that we committed genocide in the land of Canaan when we went into the land of Canaan?
Committed genocide. And so someone is comparing that to what the Jewish people are doing to the Palestinians.
Khan.
I got you. Whoever is doing that, brother, is trying to find a way to justify what Jewish people are doing to the Palestinians. That is not at all what we did to those nations that were round about us. Those nations that were round about us were violating us for years. The Canaanites and the Jebusites and the Girgites and the Hittites, they were constantly invading our land and destroying us for years. They had always been doing it. They were doing it before we went into Egypt. They were doing it up. What we did to the Canaanites was not genocide. It was justice. And the so-called Israelis, because they want to pattern themselves after the true biblical Jews in the Bible, they look at instances that they don't understand to justify war crimes today. Not only was it not genocide, because those people had been violating us forever, destroying our homeland and hurting us forever, helping the Egyptians enslave us, helping all of our enemies. Not only that, here's the major difference between what the Palestinians are going through with so-called Jewish people and what we did in the land of Israel. That land was actually our land. And that land is not the land of the Israeli government and Benjamin Netanyahu. That's not their land. They're violating someone else's land. Jewish people that are committing acts of genocide in Palestine today are not the original people of that land. That is not their land at all. That land is not theirs. That land belongs to the true biblical Jews of the Bible. Those people are blacks, Latinos, so-called Native American Indians, Haitians, Guatemalans, Brazilians, the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, las 12 tribus de la nación de Israel, ovejas perdidas, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's not their land in any way. And when we did it to them, we did it to them because of the crimes they committed against us. That's what you got to do. And you just want to go through all of the scriptures in the Bible. Don't you know when the Israelites went into Egypt, they were starving to death. When 70 souls walked into Egypt. Why were they starving to death? Because it was it was famine in the land and no one helped us. Everyone treated us with cruelty. Think about what David said in the time when Babylon was destroying Israel. And he spoke about the Edomites and how the Edomites said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. There is nothing that ever happened to any nation in the Bible that they did not deserve. Why? Because our God is a just God. And our God is not a God of cruelty. Our God doesn't hurt other nations simply to hurt them. That's not in the Bible. Every single act of war that we took on another nation is because that nation hurt us. That nation, you can trace it back to something in our history that the Most High God was giving us justice for. Think about when the Most High God eradicated all of the seed of Amalek that was in this particular town. And brother, they went in there and they killed every person, man and woman and child. They killed every animal. Every living thing died. They burned the trees. They burned the vineyards and the fields. Why? Because God ordered it. So much so that one king of Amalek was left alive. And the sheep, the best sheep, right? The ones that were the best sheep that you could make a lot of money off of, they kept them alive. The prophet of God came in there and chastised the king of Israel and then ordered that all of the sheep be killed and ordered that that one king be brought before him. And when the king was brought before him, the evil Amalekite king said, surely the sting of death is past. Surely you're not going to kill me. You've killed so much. And the prophet of God said, surely as thy sword has made mothers childless, now shall thy mother be childless. That's why they killed everyone in that city, not out of racial cruelty, not because it was some race war. God doesn't kill other nations because of a race war. God kills the enemies of his people who have hurt his people, which is why we're called the ovejas perdidas, the lost sheep, and they're called beasts because they've hurt us. Another precept, what did the Most High God say? Remember when thou go to inhabit the land, remember that thou was a stranger in the land of Egypt. The Lord God told us to not abhor an Edomite. That's in the Bible. Huh? Do not abhor an Edomite. Do not abhor a not Midianite. What's the other? Maybe Egyptian. I don't know. But the Most High God said, don't abhor these two nations. Why? Because thou at one time was a stranger in the land of Egypt. You at one time needed the help of a stranger. Necesitaras de un desconocido. You needed help from a stranger at one time. And we were told not to treat the Egyptians with cruelty. The Most High God wouldn't ever kill anyone if they didn't deserve it. These are precepts all through the Bible. I just gave you a few. If I had a few minutes, I just give you a ton more to prove it. Do you understand, Atlanta?
Oh, God. And
was there anything else?
One more question.
Go ahead.
So, oh, God. So I've seen something on YouTube with a Asian professor. His name was Zing Ling or something like that, and everybody's trying to attribute his breakdown of geopolitics to some type of prophecy.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. You said there's an Asian called Zing Ling?
Zing Ling, Kanwakan. And they're trying to attribute his breakdown of the geopolitics surrounding Russia, China, Iran. They're trying to attribute that to some type of prophetic message. And he mentioned Russia and the religious obligation to help Iran, which I know in the scriptures we talk about Gog and Magog. Is there some validity to that? And then also with Russia believing that they are the third Rome, I believe, the true Christians. Is there validity to that?
I don't understand the question you're asking me about. I've never heard of Zing Ling at all. If you could just ask a more direct question so I could understand.
Khan, is there any validity to Russia having a religious obligation to join in Iran with the third war's war?
Russia, I don't understand the religious obligation. Russians are inherently either Catholic or atheists, right? But Russia is prominent in prophecy concerning the Third World War. And Iran is prominent in prophecy concerning the Third World War. But Zing Ling didn't invent it.
Right. I
mean, goddamn, Zing Ling. Yeah, I think I've heard Commander General Yohanna say it for 35 years. I think before that, about 10 or 20 years before I heard it. This is UPK prophecy that we get from the Most High God that we've been saying forever when no one was saying it. Not a soul was saying it. We were out on the street talking about Gog and Magog, constantly saying it. They called us lunatics, niggers, and spicks who need to get a job. That's what they said about us. They said we were lunatics. They throw bottles at us right here at Times Square, right here in Harlem. We had to fight. Abba Bibbins was murdered for saying it in Newark, New Jersey. So I don't know who this Moabite cat is, but God didn't give that to him. He might just have an internet access. He might just have a way to watch us online, to watch our prophecies that we've constantly made before Russia took a warlike posture, before the war in Iran, before, you know how many years I've sat at the feet of Commanding General Yohana and heard him tell me about Iran? How many nights? How many classes? Constantly, when no one would go to war with Iran. When everyone was terrified to go to war with Iran because they did not want the Straits of Hormuz to be closed. They've been talking about war with Iran, brother, for 40 years. Go watch movies. Type in your phone movies about Iran. Movies about war with Iran. You're going to get 100 movies because they've been talking about it for 40 years. And the UPK is saying it's going to happen when no one wanted to do it because no one wanted to risk shutting the Straits of Hormuz, which would mean the price of gasoline will go through the roof. And guess what? It happened. So I don't know Jingling, brother, but I know One West, and we've prophesied that far before this Chinese man ever thought about anything other than taking advantage of the kindness of blacks and Latinos in the ghetto. Right. You understand, Up?
Go.
Please, Levi. Before the internet, Levi. Give Levi a hand, please. Right. Before the internet, when there was no internet, why do you think we went out on street corners standing on crates? Because that was the only way to reach the people. That was it. Is there anything else?
Nah, sir, that's it.
The water. Please, próximo preguntas. Any other questions? Questions? You got
Montreal is with us and has a question.
Montreal, the water. This is another, my French teacher. What's maestro? No, it's not maestro in French. Professor. Professor or professor? Professor, like sir. Professor français. Is that right? Professor français. Montreal, please.
Hey, shalom alawap yawabah shem shabrakatah, sir.
You're a little low, Montreal.
So, like, can y'all hear me better?
You're a little low, please.
Kawakan, sir. I'm just gonna jump out and come back if that's the wild about one.
He said he's gonna drop out. Levi, also, you texted me where Levi teaches me the Creole. Creole is a professor in Creole.
More dry.
Prophet, that's the word. I knew that sounded familiar. You typed it to me right here. Professeur. Professeur. Merci. That's in Creole. Professeur in Francais. Professeur in Creole. All right, let's move on.
Somebody in the comments says Zhang Ling needs to pay Commander General Yohana.
He should. Well said, brother, in the comments. Come on.
We got Montreal back with us.
Montreal, please.
Salaki, General, can you hear me better?
I hear you. You're low, but I hear you. Go ahead.
Kawakan, sir. Salaki, if I could get breakdown for clarification. In the book of Genesis, chapter 20, verse 12, where it's Abraham said, "And yet indeed she is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother, and she became my wife." My question is Abraham referring to as far as Sarah being of the same people when he says she's daughter of my father, like we from the same lineage? Or is he saying, like, my father as far as the Most High? Salaki, sir.
He's speaking about it's the same people, as opposed to Haggai. Remember, he had another wife, Haggai, that was not of his people. He's trying to say she's of his people, meaning he's keeping the tradition that his forefather Adam laid down to their family. Adam said, "For this cause shall a man," what's the rest of it? Say again. "For this cause shall a man leave mother and father and take hold of his wife, but she shall be flesh of his flesh and bone of his bone." That is the law that was put down in a family where they decided that they were only going to marry within the family. And they kept it up all the way through the time of Egypt, It was a tradition. After Moses, it became the law of the land. But before that, it was what the family, a good person in their family, would never marry outside of the family. And that's what Abraham is talking about concerning Sarah. She was within his family. His other woman, Haggai, was not. You understand?
No
problem. Anything else?
That was it, sir. Sir.
A quick shout out to a couple more zones joining us. We got Chicago with us.
Chi-Town, give Chi-Town a hand. The water. Chi-Town just hosted Commanding General Yohana with the fire weekend down there. The East Coast Cookout is coming up in Philadelphia. Give Philly a hand. Yeah. How many weeks away is that? About 4 weeks away. That's happening in Philadelphia, the East Coast Cookout. We just came from the Midwest Fire Weekend. Does someone have a question?
I don't believe so. And then we also got Syracuse with us.
Syracuse, New York. Give him a hand. Way up top, man, in Syracuse. Good to go. Good to see you. Algo más? Anything else?
A bunch of questions in the comments. So.
Please. What for order?
King Me All Day asks, I have many questions about Enoch, sir. Mm-hmm. What really happened with him? How did Methuselah live so long? Why do some not count the book of Enoch? Is it really a book about a book?
I got you. Enoch is absolutely a book about a book that no one has ever read. That's what the book of Enoch is. There are so many books out that are just not legitimate. The book of Enoch is mentioned, or Enoch is mentioned in the Bible. So some white man that knows you can make money by fooling Christians makes a book and names it the book of Enoch. The book of Jasper is mentioned in the Bible. So some Edomite that knows you can make money off of Christians makes a book up and he names it the book of Jasper, right? The book of Mormon was not even written in the time that they say it was written in, because the language used in it is about 100 years after the language that they used at that time in the 1800s. The reason that the Israelite School of UPK does not read the book of Enoch is because it is not gathered with the other books of the Bible. The Bible absolutely disenfranchises the book of Enoch, because the Bible says this, that seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. My spirit, it hath gathered them. Meaning these books were gathered together by the Holy Spirit. The books that we read in the Bible, in the Israelite School of UPK, are books that have always been together. How do we know? Because the Bible says the earth shall help the woman, meaning you can dig into the earth and find the records in the Qumran caves. Find these books together. Find every book of the Apocrypha along with every book of the so-called Bible today. The book of Enoch is not in the Dead Sea Scrolls. The book of Jasper is not in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Why? Because those books were invented in the 70s or something. Some white man in the 1970s invented the book of Enoch, wrote a book, called it the book of Enoch, and every lunatic that believes that there's always higher knowledge. To really understand the book of Enoch, you know what you should study? Psychology. I have studied psychology in my service under Commanding General Yohana, and I have learned people and how people are, brother. And there is a kind of person that cannot be satisfied simply with having rules. Because rules, you have to do them. You can't learn them. Listen carefully. Rules are, don't eat pork, don't eat shrimp, don't be a homosexual. There it is. Now, I can't research it. I can't find it out. I can't learn it and study it and explore it. I have to do it. And people don't want to follow rules out, because in essence, the following of the rules cuts off the exploration. You want to know what sex is like with a white woman. That's exploration. I know what sex is like with these women from me body. I know what sex is like with them. What is sex like with a white woman? What is a threesome like? I've watched all the videos until I break my hand, but what is it like? I've never had lobster. I see people eating it at the finest restaurants. What is it like? You see, rules stop the exploration. You don't get to explore. It cuts off your life. It closes your mind. There is a kind of person cannot allow their mind to be closed. So once they've read these rules in the Bible, you know what they say? What else is there? What else is there? Let this be the end of the entire matter. Fear God and keep the commandments. You see, that's not, what is it like? I heard there's another book out there. I heard there's something else. I heard we can go find this out. Maybe if I keep searching, what might I find? Who asked the question?
King Me All Day.
King Me All Day. If I keep searching, what might I find? King Me All Day. Something that says I can eat pork. I can have sex with white women. I can be a homosexual. If I keep looking, maybe I'll find it. So I guess I'll keep exploring. That's a person, and that's a type of person. That once I figure out the type of person you are, then I'm going to destroy you in a battle. I'm going to wipe you out. There'll be nothing you can do to get out of it. You'll be pleading and changing the topic, and you'll want it to stop because it will hurt you, and I'm going to make you cry. And that can help, if you can understand. Yes, you good to go, King Me All Day?
I believe so.
All right, please. Let me get some more of that good Harlem whiskey. I don't know why
I'm
right down there. Please, if you don't mind. Please, merci. Go ahead, please. Anything else?
Yes, sir. Next up, we got a question from Seed of David Israel. It said about Song of Solomon 1:5.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say that King Solomon was the first to call himself black in the ethnic sense of the word?
No, I would never say, you don't want to infer anything with the Bible. You never jump to a conclusion. Because the Bible said, if that prophet maketh a prophecy and it cometh not to pass, then that prophet has spoken presumptuously. So you never want to presume. I'm going to just say what it says. Solomon was black. He said he was black. I will say no more on it. I won't say he was the first to do it. I won't say no one ever did it before him, because that's not in the Bible, right? And then by presuming it, before you know it, someone pulls a scripture where someone else says they were black before Solomon, and then you're done. Everybody understands. So what you should teach is that Solomon was absolutely black, which meant his children were black, which meant David, his father David was black, which meant his great-great-grandson Jesus Christ is a black man. And of course, that's also in the Bible. All right. I would not say he was the first to ever say it. Is there anything else?
That's all, sir. We got a question from a sister, Yamash Pot.
Yamash Pot out of California. Give her a hand. Good girl. Brother's Red down there. Yahweh Stop's lovely wife. You have it.
She says, Salaki, sir, what do you tell a child if their parent was unalived and she's asking where her parent is at in the water?
Yeah. That's unfortunately, that's something I've had to do too many times. I remember one of the first times I did it was right here in Newark, New Jersey, under my service under Commander General Yohana, is to tell a child that their parents died, that their mother died, right? And things like that absolutely are different, and they change you after you've done it. You become different from doing things like that. It's an extremely difficult thing to do, and to some of you, it absolutely will be your duty to do it. It's something that will have to happen, right? Here's what you want to do. It's better to do it. Let me get the right scenario. This question is better answered in specific. Okay, many of the questions I get asked, it's better done if you can tell me exactly what's happening, the exact situation. Since I don't have the exact situation, I'm going to just give you an in general answer, okay? So it's better to do it based on their age. You base how you tell them based on how old they are, right? There's a way that you can talk to a 5-year-old that you shouldn't talk to a 13-year-old in the same way. There's a way you talk to a 20-year-old that you should not talk to a 13-year-old. So you want to kind of base it on their age. You don't want to traumatize them by telling them something in a way that is when they're at an impressionable age. There's an age which is why you should not sexualize a child or touch a child sexually at an age where they cannot process what this is, because then they will process it wrong. You understand? They won't process it in a healthy way. It's the same thing with any bad news, with any bad day. You have to be more delicate with them the younger they are. So now I'm going to create a scenario. The child is, give me an age. Anyone? Ephraim. 10. You got a 10-year-old child. Now, a 10-year-old child can know that your mother is not coming home for a while. What I would do personally is I would tell them the mother is sick. That's what I would do. Right? If they were 10 years old, I would kind of say your mother is sick. I would gradually tell them, and I would kind of space it out. I would prepare them for the final news is that their mother has died. They would have to really understand what death is first. You'd have to even get that concept. During that time, while I'm telling them their mother is sick, I would start to quiz them and teach them what death is. There are many videos and books you can find on this, where there's an animal that died. Using animals is a very good way to teach a child about death. A dead goldfish, a dead pet. You get my point? There's a way the goldfish dies. And now I know that I have to tell this child about their mother or their father. So now, I get a dead fish. I have a dead goldfish. I have a live one. I have a dead one. And I go, you see this one? This one is not moving. This one has died. Now this one is alive, but this one has died. This one can't come back anymore. Right? And I would try to teach the child what death is. A living chicken, a dead chicken. And I would try to make them understand the concept of what death is. Once I believe they get that concept, then I would start to tie it to the parent. This happens to everyone. This can happen. And when you're very, very sick, many times you could die. Usually the child would say, could daddy die? And I would say, yes, daddy could die. It could happen. And I begin to gradually bring them in until when one day I sit them down and I tell them that their father died. And now they get it. They understand what it is. Now, it's important in this concept, in my experience, to make sure they know what a living chicken is, a living fish is. Because at the same time that I teach them this is death, I teach them that this is living, this is alive. And you and I and the rest of us, we're all here together. We're alive, all of us. These people, they're not here anymore. But I'm here. And your mother is here. And your brothers are here. We're all here together. We're together. We're alive. Just like this fish. This fish is alive. And see that school of fish? They're all together. They're a family. And a family of fish, they help each other when one fish dies. You see, this fish is dead, but these fish are alive and they're still swimming. They're eating. They're alive and they help each other when one fish dies. And then the child begins to get, even though I've lost someone, I have someone. And that is essential. Because if you do this wrong, the child will think they have to join the parent. They have to die too. Because my mother is dead, I'll join them. And you have to make the child see, this is you and me. You and me are the living fish. This is us. We're not with them. We're not with them. We're alive. We're together. And you can't hug daddy anymore. Who can you hug? This is a direct thing that I've done. I can hug mommy. I can hug my brother. I can hug you. You can hug me. And I do that. We can hug, and I hug their mom or hug their father. Why? Because we're what? Alive. And that is essential in my experience. Now, there might be 20 different ways to do this, and you can go do your own research to find out how to do it. I'm speaking in general, and this doesn't work the same way for every child. You get my point. But in general, that's the way I would handle it. Please, Ephraim.
My dad passed away when I was 16. My nephew at the time was like 4 or 5 years old, and the family used to tell him that my dad was sleeping all the time.
Old school. That's the old school way they do it. I don't recommend that. Okay. The old school way is daddy just sleeping. I remember when I was in the 3rd grade, that was the first one of my friends that got murdered. I was in the 3rd grade, whatever age that is. And they took me down to his funeral or burial, which is what we call it in the UPK. And I saw a classmate. He was in the coffin, right? And I remember going over to the coffin and staring at him, brother, but it printed in my head. I was studying it like studying it. I would go home, and I don't know how much, this might have went on for months. I would lay in my bed like this and just pretend to be him. He had his neck was down because he got his throat cut. And so he was positioned like this. And I would get in my bed and go, just like that. Because I didn't understand it. I knew he was a kid. I knew I was a kid. Do you understand? So I began to join him. Because since he's just like me, I'll join him. You understand? And that's what you have to avoid with death. You have to avoid the person who's losing the loved one automatically trying to join the person that they lost. So you've got to make them see this person is gone. We are here. We're the same. We're together. They're not, but we are together. And you can do that with a group of chicks, a group of chickens, a group of goldfish that are living, one goldfish that's not. You get my point, all right? That's my answer, please.
So kind of like the benefit of using a pet with a short lifespan is letting them form that emotional connection.
Forget about it,
then
brother.
Process.
Get something you know is going to die. And the way y'all take care of pets, those fish will be dead in a day. So you just get something you know is going to die in 2 days. Just go grab it. Okay? 2 days later, the thing will be dead, and you can start preparing the child to tell him about grandma. You get my point? You can just start right then, but you don't want to do it with a callous heart. You don't want to do it with selfishness because you'll hurt the child. And once you have a child, your number one job, there is no greater job. This job is so great. It's, boy, oh boy, it's only second to feeding. You get my point? And keeping alive is to reduce the amount of traumas in their life. That's your duty. Because the more traumas that this child gets, the more their life is ruined. So all you're doing besides feeding them and giving them a roof over their head, which is first, right? Because if you're dead from exposure, you can't teach them anything. If they're starving to death, you can't teach them anything. So you have to give them food and shelter and clothing first. But right after that, you're trying to lessen the amount of trauma. No trauma. Some of them you can't avoid, but there are some that you can. Don't argue with their mother or your significant other in front of that child. That's a trauma that is avoidable, right? There are many traumas. Your drug addiction, that's avoidable. Your cigarette smoke, that's avoidable. You understand? There's so many traumas that this child doesn't have to go through. It is your duty to do everything you can so that they don't have to go through them. So a death is a trauma. So how do I give it to them in a way that makes it less traumatic? And that's what you have to do. Tell them that they're sleeping is not good, right? Who knows? Let me give you the obvious one, because everybody sleeps, don't they? So, they're asleep. I also am going to sleep. I'm asleep right now. Maybe when I sleep tonight, I won't wake up. You get my point? I'm not going to wake up because they went to sleep. They're dead. Now I'm going to go to sleep and I won't wake up. The child cannot process it well, and you better do a better job. And if you're in the UPK, you have access to experience that started in 1969 that they got from a book from brothers 2,000 years ago, that they got from records from 10,000 years ago. So you have so much knowledge that you could use, a wealth of information that you could use to get your children through difficult events. You should use it. Everyone understand?
Yes, sir.
Please.
2 updates in the comments. The sister said she's 5 years old and her mother was murdered, and it happened when she was 5 months old.
Yeah. And she doesn't know about it yet. I'd have to know, what does she know about her mother now? Where does she think her mother is? You get my point? You can just get some specific help with it, and you can mold a therapeutic measure that's for this girl.
Yes, sir.
It's for what she's been through in life, her situation, and you give it to her. All right? And you've done your job. You've done your job to help to the best of your ability. Right? Anything else?
So another person said, what about the concept of, are they going to paradise or hell? Where they're going now? Where are they?
Yeah. Once again, I don't ever say that they're going to some paradise. Who can guess why? Then you want to die. So you telling me they're gone, but they're in some beautiful place, getting everything you want, having everything you want. Damn, when can I go? That's what happens. How do I know? Because I'm Black and Latino.
Right.
Because I know what it's like to just think this place ain't shit. But boy, if somebody could just slit my throat, then I can really have it good. Is that what you want? You know what that's like already, don't you? Do I have to teach you what happens when you relish and look forward to death? Huh? I don't have to teach that because that's where you come from, right? Already. Don't do that. Don't make a child jealous of someone that's dead. If you're Black and Latino, what do we think about prison? Do I have to bring this up? Huh? You brothers have been young brothers in the world before, right? The brother that goes to jail, he is the man. Ooh, he did 10 years. He did 10 years? Can't wait for my turn. Can't wait. Ooh, you see him? Oh boy, he been to jail. He's big and strong. He got big muscles. How'd he get him? He been locked up. For 10 years. Oh shit, so-and-so coming home. He did 10 years. Hey, tell me all your stories about what it was like when you did 10 years. Wow. Can't wait so I can be tough. Don't do that. Ephraim.
I was gonna say it's like hearing that it's like they equate jail with college, like university. So
That's exactly what it's like. Right. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. It's great. Well, Blacks and Latinos have done that with dying since slavery or the conquistadors. You know, since then. Don't do that. This is what you want to do. You'd never say they're in some great, wonderful place. Don't do that, because then we all want to go. You understand? What do? Well, what about where is mommy at now? Well, let me tell you what happens, baby girl. See this fish? This fish disintegrates, it goes down, and it becomes just dirt again. And then when a new fish is born, a baby fish is born, that is the mommy fish. So the mommy fish comes back when a new fish is born. Now, what does that make the child do? Who wants to give me the answer? Come on. No, you're not right there. Grandmommy is going to be a new baby, just like the new fish, the baby fish, are the fish that died. That makes the child embrace babies. That's what it does. Because guess who this baby is? The grandmama I loved. She's back. Let's name her after grandma. Let's do it. This is great. Now, what does she do? The child is embracing the living, not the dead. You want to love grandmom again? You can. You want to join grandma? You can join her. Grandmom is going to join you. But you don't go join grandma. You understand? Grandmom is joining you. This is grandma. Is this, and this is how you know it works. When a new baby comes into the family and the child goes, is that dad? Is that grandma? And then you go, it could be. That's right. It could absolutely be. And then now the child embraces life. Life is what you want. You love your grandma, she's going to come back. You don't go to grandma. Grandmom comes to you. You don't go to your mom. Your mom comes to you. Everyone understands. Come on, Ethan.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, one line I always used to hear, they're in a better place.
Yeah, that's a terrible thing. I would not say. I would not say, because the place she's in is the projects and the ghetto. She might want to go to that better place. Everyone understands?
Sure.
Please, Ephraim.
The sister said, the widest to the ISUPK for being there for all our children who have lost a parent, like my 11-year-old son.
Give him a hand. Give her a hand. That's right.
Captain Yazizak asked, so do we allow them to go to the burial in those situations?
Yeah, the burial can be very therapeutic, but it depends on the age and it depends on how you do it. It's, you got to kind of do it with a thoughtful mind. You get my point? You have to not be selfish about your own grief. Many times if someone dies, you're thinking about your own grief and what you're going through because you're selfish. But if you have children, you have to think more about them, right? That's a very UPK concept at a burial. When the UPK brothers go to a burial of someone in the world, we're not there to fall apart. We're there to help the people that are going to fall apart. You're there to hold up some woman, to be an arm that she can lock onto as she walks to the dead body. You're there for this. Take me by the arm. I'll walk you down the aisle to this dead body. You're there to hold someone like this and walk them down the aisle. You're not there to fall apart. You're there for the people that are going to fall apart. And if you could think like that, now when you bring a child to a burial, you're planning it, you're plotting it out, you're quizzing them beforehand, and you're doing it in a way that lessens the trauma. You're talking to them as the things are happening, explaining it, letting them know what they're going to see and how they should take it, and what it's really about is saying goodbye for now. This person is coming back. And when mom comes back, she's not going to have heart disease. She's not going to have cancer. Daddy is not going to be ill. Daddy is coming back as a brand new, strong baby. You're going to see kids running. That's your father because he couldn't run. That's your mother because she couldn't walk. That new baby is your mother, and she's running and walking, and she's a baby, and she's going to be your baby cousin, your baby sister, your baby brother, and you're going to take care of them. They're coming back, and you're prepping them for this and getting them ready for it because they are young and impressionable. Everyone understands. Lo entiendes. Levi.
If I may, out of one, the breakdown you gave is so heavy, out of one, that it exposes something that the Christian church have been doing for generations, which is really teach our people to embrace death, to embrace the dying.
Yeah.
As you broke this down, sir, this is going to teach that child to want to leave, right? As opposed to what the Christian church is doing, they make you want to die with your parents. Right?
Yeah, they make you want to die.
It's such great wisdom.
What you're saying is so true, Levi. So true. Please, keep.
Is it okay if I ask a question?
Please.
Like I listened to a podcast one time, like how he broke down slavery, which
who broke down
a podcast I listened
regular.
to.
I got
He's a lawyer by profession, but
everyone hear me. I'm sorry, I didn't have the microphone next to me. I just realized it was even here. Go ahead.
And long story short, I'm paraphrasing, but he's saying like, the oppressors weren't racist. It was a business. It was about making money for them. And I'm like, applied. Now I'm not saying I'm co-signing that, but
he said that.
And it's like apply that analogy to somebody selling child material, if you know what I mean. There's a big market for that in the dark web and all that. He's not. He's not into that. It's about making money and all that. I'm like, and he's a Trumper. That's why. And it's not that, again, I'm not going to sign in that. It's kind of like I get intel listening to the enemy, and I used to keep my cable on CNN all day. And it's like I don't know, like it's just so reverse. And they brought in the recent case with Carmelo Anthony, that, and how so many people were outraged. And it's like, and you were right when you said, like, I was making that mistake of wanting the oppressor to change, to have compassion, and to stop unaliving our people. I'm like, that ain't never gonna happen. Like, like,
man,
screw that. What I say, the gloves are off.
I hear that. Give him a hand. Well said, Ephraim. Let me tell you. Was slavery a business? Absolutely. Slavery was the most profitable business on the planet Earth. Right? There was no business more profitable than slavery. This is not debatable. This is math. That's how Spain became Spain. That's how they got profitable. It's how Great Britain, it's how Queen Elizabeth got rich. It is the most profitable industry that has ever existed. In the South, it was the biggest thing in the South was more rich than so many European countries because of slavery. Slavery, every country that has ever been a superpower has been a slave holding country, every last one. So much so that to this day, There are poor people from other countries in the fields right now. Right now. You get my point. There is no industry more important than slavery. You know what another industry is? The poultry industry. The poultry industry is a gigantic industry. Those chickens make eggs and meat. Meaning those chickens will have eggs, and goddamn, everybody has eggs in their refrigerator. The price of eggs went up. It crippled the country because eggs are in everything. Every pastry. It's the cornerstone of breakfast. It's in everything. And then that chicken is raised for meat. And chicken is just the most eaten meat on the planet Earth. The poultry industry is not personal. It's not hateful. It's a business. Unless you're a chicken. Do you understand? To the chickens, it's real personal, brother. Do you get me? Are you with me here with this thinking? Yeah, I get you, that's a business. That ain't what the chicken thinks. The chicken takes it real personal. Well, brother, slavery is a business. But we're the chicken. It's sure personal to us. Right? Now here's the problem with Officer Tatum. He's a chicken. Yeah. Sure, it's personal. Sure, it's business to some white man. Right? It's the poultry industry, the beef industry. The beef industry is an industry. That's a business, not to the cow. Yeah, it's real personal to that cow, don't you think? Right? Considering the cow doesn't get a goddamn dollar. You understand? The cow is not getting rich. The cow is getting eaten. Well, we're the cow. We're the chicken. Do you understand? To us, it's very, very racial, very, very personal, very harmful, because we're the meat that's being eaten. We are the ovejas perdidas, the lost sheep. We're being eaten. So how could it be a business to us when we're the cow? We're the chicken. That's all I can tell you. Okay, yeah, I don't know what else to do for Officer Tatum. Listen, everybody go and flood Officer Tatum's chat rooms and emails and tell him to battle Captain Desaryak. That's what you got to do.
Yes, sir.
You mad about Officer Tatum? Get in there and say, why aren't you battling Captain Desaryak? Why are you running from Desaryak? You're running from him, Tatum. He's running from Captain Desaryak. I saw him battle some Hotep Muslim or something like that. Some type of kufi-headed, jailhouse Muslim. What are you doing? You running from Desaryak? Is that what you're doing?
He knows what he's doing.
Shit. Somebody should give him a call. Somebody should give him an email, as far as I could tell.
Sir.
Is there anything else?
We got a question from Tribe of Issachar.
Please.
Question, General, if I may. How did you find the truth, or how did you come to know about the truth?
I came to know about the truth because I come from North Philadelphia. Myself, Captain Ty Ward. Sister Ty's a liar. She from North Philadelphia herself. She thinks she's better than everybody. Because she came in the truth first. Okay, anyway, we all come from Philadelphia. General Mayock, he found the truth before me too. All of them was in the truth before me. They don't let you forget that. I turned the tape on General Mayock telling some personal story about me. I say, why in the hell you telling everybody about me? That was some shit I did in the world. Right? So me, General Mayock, Mr. Ty's a liar. Who else? Ty War. It was all the same time. We came in the truth around the same time. I was the last one to come into school. It was first her, then Mayock, and then me later on. All right. So now I was downtown Philadelphia. And some other brother came and said, you got to see these cats on the corner. It's some cats 2 blocks up. You are not going to believe this. Right? And he kept telling me about it. I kept not going. So then finally one day I went. I was like, God damn, that's hardcore. And I started saying, well, are they as good as Farrakhan? Because this was during the Million Man March time. And he was like, shit, listen, this is better than Farrakhan. I said, you got to be out of your damn mind. Better than Farrakhan. Now I know you're tripping. He said they were. I walked down the block and they were better than Farrakhan. And so I'm watching them, and it was this cat. This cat's name was Rawborn, General Rawborn at the time. He was the first cat I saw in the Truth Speaking. So then one day he says, yo, is this cat? He ain't as tall as this tall one. This tall one is good. But you got to see this other cat that comes down from New York. You got to see him. I said, he better than the tall cat? He said, he better than the tall cat. I said, you joking. Now I know you tripping. I went down there, and it was Commanding General Yohana, and he came down from New York, and he was speaking. I said, God damn. I was blown away. It was like something amazing. I kept having sex with hoes and doing drugs and hurting everybody who might have looked at me a little funny. You get my point? Might have, it was very difficult for me. I still remember everybody I had beef with back in the world. I still remember back when me and Tazalaya were about 10 years old, and she was sweet on some nigga named Milo. So she liked Milo. Milo liked her too. She ain't like me. Day. Milo. Anyway, it was difficult for me to stop hurting people. You get my point. Revenge and beef. You get beef over anything. Looks. You get my just something, just a reason to hurt you, right? So I just kept doing that for 2 years. But I would go to the camp every Friday. Did that for 2 years. Then I got in a terrible accident. I was paralyzed for 1 year. Right? My hand is still left like this today. This is the last thing that stayed this way. But for 1 year, I was paralyzed. Right? Terrible, terrible straits. Captain Tower War had to literally clean my backside. So I'm terrible. I messed up. After that, I was ready to come into the truth. Because that's about how it works, right? Someone like me. After that, I said, maybe I should start listening. After that, I came into the truth. I was going to classes. I still was getting high. Still. And then one day, I was somewhere getting high as I was attending. I wasn't in the school. I was attending class. I was a young brother, young man. I'm still getting high, and I thought I was going to die one day. I laid down on the sidewalk because I believed that I was going to die right then. And so I laid down on the sidewalk, and I just started pleading with God not to kill me, that if he does not kill me, I will never get high again. And he didn't kill me. Shocked me to this day. And so I stopped getting high. I took my trooper's test, and I became an officer. And then, ooh-wee. I pray you understand after that. Ooh-wee. Okay, it's a water.
Right,
go ahead.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's how you chose the first death out of one?
That's how I chose the first death. Well, how do I say well said? Bien dit.
Bien parlé.
Bien parlé. Bien parlé. That's good. Merci.
Christ.
All right. Go ahead.
Since you mentioned Farrakhan, King Me All Day asked earlier, I'd love to learn about Malcolm X, what he learned, his time learning from the UPK.
Yeah, this is before my time, but I've always heard the stories from Commanding General Yohana out here in Harlem. And that this is when Malcolm X was in the Nation of Islam, but the Nation of Islam was battling the UPK. Of course, Malcolm X members killed Abba Bivens in Newark, New Jersey. We were in terrible battles with them because they were so close. We were at 1 West 125th Street. They were around the corner. And there was giant beefs with them all the time because of Abba Bivens' death. And we would just, destroy them in speakings. It got worse. After they killed Abba Bivens, it just got worse. We just attacked them more and more and more all the time. And the truth was not as, the truth was different. Okay, brothers in the truth were not as, give me the right way to say this, Levi. Say again? Professional, as we are. There were some incidents, okay? Damn, mind your business. Back then, that was a long time ago. Okay, so then, but Commanding General Yohana was one of the ones that was one of the ones to usher in a better school. You get my point. Less unprofessional way to handle things. Okay, so that began to happen. He got in so many battles, and they would come in front of our camps in Harlem. The camp in Harlem was at 125th Street, right up there where this bank is at right now, 125th Street, right up the street from the Apollo Theater. And we just would get in battles, and then they would, try to meet with us. There was a famous meeting that Commanding General Yohana attended when they tried to give us money to stop speaking against them. And they just walked out of the meeting and just blazed on them more and more and more. And it just would not stop because they loved our business. Captain Tazariak was telling me something today that I've heard recently. I've heard before in the past, and I always forget about it, about how everyone says, what did the faggot, excuse my language, Post Malone?
Okay.
Vocab Malone. This is something I've heard they would say this years ago, where they would say, y'all say the Commanding General Yohana is third in heaven? Third in heaven, right? That's something that I periodically hear about, and I always hear and go, what are they talking about? I don't understand even what they mean, because I don't know what they're talking about, right? And then I think, IOIC says the same thing? Okay, raise your hand, but you're right. And they say that we say Commanding General Yohana is third in heaven. I hear it, but I don't understand it because it's not direct. And I don't usually understand things that are not direct, right? And then I think someone told me about it recently, and I believe they're talking about our prayers. Am I right, Tazaria?
So when we say,
does he need the microphone?
We say, because Jenny Hanna is right after the angels, and it really they skipped the angels part.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
so it's really fourth.
Yeah.
Go.
They're saying we go from the Most High, Yahweh, right to Commanding Jenny Hanna.
I got
you. We skip the micro part. They don't mention the micro part, the angel part. So they believe that that's what we think is.
Yeah.
Right. That's what they go.
Yeah, I just recently understood it because when they hear it, I go, what are you talking about?
Right.
Third from heaven. I don't know what you even mean. Recently, I finally understood that they're talking about our prayers.
Right.
That they listen to our prayers when we say, bless, the Most High, Christ, Commanding General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the troopers, the students, the women, right? And so they say that means that we're saying he's third from heaven or third from God or something like that. And whenever someone says that, right, I automatically know that you do not understand love. Lo que es la, no sabes lo que es la lealtad. No sabes amar. You don't understand love. Let me tell you people out there something. When you hear our prayers, when we prayed for Commanding General Yohana, then the generals, then the captains, then the officers, troopers, and women. God, that is not something that God wrote. God didn't write our prayers.
Right.
We wrote them. That's who we love. And you don't understand that because you don't understand love. God didn't write our prayers. God didn't write them. That list of prayers is a list of the people we love in order of the people that earned it more than others. Commanding General Yohana is loved more by us. Why? For the same reason that you love your father and he's the foundation of your family. You wouldn't have your family without that father. You wouldn't be an Israelite without your father. Your father is the reason you're in this seat. Him, with his drug addiction, with the fact that he wasn't around. Does that mean you don't love him? Because he is foundational in your life.
Right.
Foundational. If another man was your father, you'd be a white man or a Chinese man. I'm sorry. Your father has significance in your life because he is the foundation of who you are. Do you understand? We wrote those prayers. No, God didn't throw them down from the sky. That list of our prayers is a list of our loved ones, the people we love. Now, I know you don't have a list, do you? Right? There is no man that you love, no man that you believe has earned your love enough for you to pray for him and for you to put his name above others. Because there is no one that you appreciate that has ever done anything for you. There's only one man you would pray for, and that's yourself. We pray for Commanding General Yohana, and we put his name first. Why? Because this is a list of the people we appreciate. The people that have done something for us. That's our list. Our list ain't got nothing. I don't know what the hell you're talking about with third from heaven. Our prayer list is not a list of heavenly order among the angels and stars. Our list is a prayer of people that we love and want to pray for, right? Who's on your list? Yourself. That's who's on your list. So I don't know. That's all I can tell you. I mean, if you don't have any man you ever love, if you don't love your own father, why? Because he wasn't shit, right? At least that's what your mom said, right? So I guess you don't love your father. You don't love him, right? Right, because he wasn't shit. He was a drug addict. He was nothing. He's the only reason that you'll ever get a chance to make the kingdom. That drug addict, that flawed man, that drunk is the only reason we even let you in this door. Just remember that. We ask you at the door, what's your father? Brother, if you give the wrong answer, you'll never get in this school. You understand that? Right. So he did one thing, and that's the only thing we needed him to do. What has Commanding General Yohana done for us? We can't pray for him. We can't say a prayer for him. We can't. I know you wouldn't, because there is no one in your life you love more than yourself. So if our prayers confuse you, just think of it like this. This is a list of the people we love in order of how much appreciation they have earned. There was another fake Israelite group you don't even know of called GMS. And GMS used to always say, first, I want to give double honor to the elders of GMS. I remember hearing that so many times going, what are they talking about? There is a precept in the Bible that says, let the elders be worthy of double honor. Worthy of double honor. Worthy. From that precept, you know what GMS did? Always tell me double honor to me. That's how they interpret it. You get my point? It's that, which is why the Bible cannot be interpreted, and you shouldn't listen to people who are outside of this school, because they'll take a precept that says, let the elders be worthy of double honor. And then your elders will say, whenever you mention me, make sure to give me double honor. That's not what it says, apostle. It doesn't say to make sure to give you double honor. It says you should be worthy of double honor. There's a difference, right? One thing is the thing I do, which is double honor to the elders. The other thing is a thing you do. You be worthy of it. Well, Commanding General Yohana, brother, is worthy of it. He's done it. He pays your rent. He pays your rent. He pays your hospital bills. He doesn't buy Rolls Royces, and he could. He doesn't buy jets, and he could. He could get a jet. He could get a Rolls Royce. He could stack up 25 women, 15 years old, like Elijah Muhammad did. Huh? Elijah Muhammad did it. Elijah Muhammad had what, 9 girls, 16 years old? Huh? He was a 70-year-old man. He had so many 15-year-old girls that Malcolm X used the excuse of that to leave. Commanding General Yohana does not. He doesn't do things like that. He looks at that precept in a different way than you look at it. You understand? He decides that he's going to be worthy of being first on our prayer sheet. That's what he does. Now, we made a list up of the people that we appreciate in order of what they've done to earn it. Done. Everybody understands. Ephraim, go ahead.
Yes, sir. We have a few more.
Let me get online before I get Jan. I'll get you, Ephraim. I know I'm going to get you, but let me just get one and then hold that microphone. Go ahead.
Come on, sir. Sister Ash, Shalom, General. What does it mean for God to keep a person in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on him, as Isaiah 26:3?
Let me hear it.
Come on. Isaiah 26:3. Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee.
Yeah, perfect peace is speaking about the lack of turmoil in your life that you would usually cause. Many of you, okay, when you read this precept, let me give you how you should not interpret it. You should not interpret this like, if I'm serving God, husa, sage, incense, peace, husa. That is not what this is talking about. Perfect peace is the opposite of war because you slept with someone's wife and stole someone's money and did an insurance fraud. So now they're looking for you, right? Your peace, you don't have peace because you got a PPP loan and it was fraud. So now you don't have peace. You scam some brother out of his car, out of their, what's the thing that two parents are always fighting over come tax time? What is that mess called with the kids? Who's going to claim the kids on the taxes? Jesus Christ. This is why you don't have peace. Because you claim the kids on your taxes. You saw them twice last year. You know how many councils to Zaryak I sit in? So you claim the kids. Have you ever met them? You ever met these kids before? Okay, let me tell y'all something. Let me blow your mind. This is who's supposed to claim the kids. The nigga that spent money on them. Does that make sense enough for you? Right? The one that bought all the food and the shoes and took them to school every day. That's the one that claims them on the taxes because they spent money on the kids. Come tax time, your aunt claims them. Your mom claims them. You claim them and your wife claim them. 10 people claim the same goddamn 3 kids. 10 of you. And then now what do you all do? Fight? Turn each other in, fight over the damn taxes. Only one person gets to claim the kids, and that's the one who fed them. Is that simple enough? What if you didn't claim kids that you didn't take care of? What would you get? Peace. Right? What if you didn't get on Facebook and subliminally talk about every goddamn body and talk about everybody constantly? You would have peace. What if you didn't go and fight, go down to her job and fight her and break out all her windows? Then she wouldn't retaliate against you and you would have peace. You see, you don't have peace because you make war with everyone around you. That's why you don't have peace. But if you're born again, if you're a changed person, then you don't make war with people, with the police, with the government, with neighbors, with women, with men, and now you have peace. Your behavior takes away your peace. It's your behavior. It's the things that you do to people, the way you treat people, the way you talk to people. People don't like you. Why? Because you're not likable. Simple enough to understand, right? You think you're the black sheep of the family, don't you? If that means you're a piece of garbage that abuses everyone and takes advantage of everyone, then okay. If that's what you mean by black sheep. No one likes you because of the way you treat them, the way you talk to them. And you think life is about supporting you and helping you. Every time I start a business, my family never supports me. This is all over my goddamn phone. You go out and you sell soap as a love test. That's how you listen. You know, I'm selling soap, and you know what? Family members don't even know how to support you. Nigga, I buy soap to wash, not to support. When the hell? When did buying things? When was that about support? I don't even understand the concept of it. Yeah, I've been out here selling lotions. Nobody even wants to support. I don't buy lotions to support. I buy lotions to make my skin smooth and delicious for women. If your stuff doesn't do it, I don't buy it. But in your mind, everything you do, everything you sell is to see who loves you. Are y'all going to support me? You know what? Y'all don't even know how to support anybody. People aren't buying soap and lotions for support. They're buying them for dry skin, you dumb idiot. That's why they buy things. In your mind, everyone has to support you. You want your list of people that buy your stuff to be a list of love, a list of who support you. You're not likable, and your lotions are terrible, and your soap is burning my skin. I got third-degree burns from buying some shit that the Zaryak didn't sell or that Levi didn't sell. But you think I love you, so all right. Fine. Okay, good enough. I bought it, didn't I? All right, okay. No sweat. What you might want to do is be a better person, sell better things. You get the point. You might want to focus on that, not focusing on things that make people not like you. Read the precept again.
Yes, sir. Isaiah 26:3. Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace.
That's it. That's it. God keeps you in perfect peace. How does God keep you in perfect peace? Not with his magic. God keeps you in perfect peace with his commandments, with his rules. Now you're good to people, and people are good to you. Anything else?
Sir, that's all on that.
So what? Ephraim first. Go ahead. Yeah.
During 9/11, when I heard a preacher talk about Islam and all that, and what he broke down was that they believe that if a Muslim dies in jihad, blow themselves up.
Yeah.
During the time of 9/11, that they will go to heaven. They're definitely gonna have a.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Right.
And they're gonna have virgins.
Right.
Later on was 72.
Okay.
And at the time, I'm thinking, all that different Christians.
Yeah. It's the same thing. It's making them worship death and want to die so that you can blow yourself up. And so the Muslims who are in charge can live until they're 100. And that's that. Anything else?
Sir, could be a good time to go into your topic.
Clap it up. Let's get it. Let's get into it. Okay, denele un aplauso. Let's go ahead.
Yes, sir. It's the first video we had.
Dale? Is it dale? Dale un aplauso. Oh,
Dale.
dame. Give me applause.
Oh.
Dame applause.
Sir.
Go ahead.
Dale is let's go.
Let's go is good. That's a good one too.
So while she yells out, there's a shooter, I don't know what happened. I just walked over there towards him. He pulled out his gun. We're rough. We're wrestling for the gun. I'm trying to keep it from pointing to me. He's trying to point it this way, point it that way. So as I grab the gun, we fall to the ground, and that's when I'm like, help, help. So I'm pulling the gun away from him. That's when he comes over, hits him, strikes him, keeps him on the ground. I move all the weapons and pull him away from him. I didn't even know until after I pulled the bag of weapons away from him. He had other weapons in the in his backpack.
There you
so
go.
Yeah.
So I was actually leaving my barbershop, coming here to help my girl out get sodas. I got a barbershop right here, Diamond Cuts Barbershop. So as I was leaving there, I was coming this way, and I noticed we get to the checkout line and the shots firing off, bow, bow, bow. So I had my two little ones with me. So what got me was, when I seen that happen, I'm like, okay, so I get them all to cover. I get them outside. So as my girl, she's like, oh, I left my phone and my keys. So I go back in there and try to receive her property. So as I'm getting it, I see her, the lady, the worker, she's like, oh, that's the gunman right there. Watch out, watch out. So I'm over here. I'm trying to get it for cover now. So when I seen that, so I noticed Clark, he walks up and he grabs the dude like he's trying to get the gun away from him. So when I seen Clark, I go over there and I'm helping Clark out now, because now Clark's life.
First of all, give him a hand up.
Sure.
And Nelly un applauso. Okay, and not only what can we learn from videos like this, who could learn from videos like this? These are brothers, two brothers or four brothers who had there was a mass shooter. They went and attacked the mass shooter. They took the gun from the mass shooter, and they did not kill him. The police could learn from them. These are not men getting paid $100,000 a year to murder old ladies who reach for their purse. Right. These are just brothers who have a sense of compassion that crooked cops don't have. Why didn't they kill them? They took the guns from them. They took their guns. And they did not kill him. You crooked cops out. You have to see something in blacks and Latinos that you don't want to see when you're patrolling our neighborhoods. You see, crooked cops, when they patrol our neighborhoods, they're in that car thinking, look at these animals. Look at how they live. Look at what they're doing. Even black and Latino crooked cops, they do this. They're embarrassing me. I'm embarrassed in front of my white co-workers when I see another black man standing on a street corner with a beer in his hand. They grow to hate us because they believe the lie that got them that job. There would not be such a police force in America if not for the lie that blacks and Latinos are animals. That lie is how the police union gets more funding than the Marines. ICE agents, their funding is greater than the United States Marines. Do you understand? Why? Because of the lie about so-called Latinos. That lie funnels money into ICE agents. The lie about blacks and Latinos who live in inner cities funnels more money than you could possibly imagine, really, in your head into the police force in America. That's where they get paid, because they are getting paid to protect white people from monsters like you. Here's the truth of who we are. The truth of who we are is the truth of any poor people, impoverished. Some criminals because they're poor and they're suffering. Other people, brother, that are good souls, excellent people, that given the opportunity to kill, they will stay their hand and give mercy. That's what happened here. Would a cop do the same thing? Would a crooked cop do what these men just did? What if the cops would simply have in their soul what's in them? What if they just thought the same way? This is a mass shooter. They would have been well within their rights to take their gun and kill him. It would have been the safe thing to do, right? Because the guy had more guns on him. The safe, responsible, logical thing would be to put 2 bullets in him while he's on the ground because he might have more guns. Instead, they took the guns from him, and mercy controlled their hands, not revenge. Why aren't they ruling the world? Why aren't these brothers in a barbershop ruling the world? Why aren't they getting the funding that the police are getting? You know why? Because they don't give funding to the merciful. They don't give funding to the kind or to the just. Because of that, someone else has to decide who funds people. Someone else has to be in charge of who gets funding. Commanding General Yohana is building a world where you decide who gets paid. Everyone understands. Next story, please.
Yes, sir. Just like you said, that's who we are. We got some statistics to show who they are.
Males, 29.4% of the U.S. population, 69.8% of rape arrests were white, 65.8% of arrests for offenses against family and children were white, 59.1% of violent crime arrests overall were white. You're welcome.
That's the math. That's true. There is no criminal that is more prolific than a white male. He has been the most prolific criminal since Caesar. Do you understand? That is how prolific he is at committing acts of violence. And he's still doing it today. And guess what? The division in the police department that polices him is underfunded. They're underfunded. In the UK, they're stopping funding their division that protects children against pedophiles. They're cutting it off. They just can't handle it because there's just too many white males that are having sex with children. Having sex with children is becoming a recognized sexual preference. Recognized. Just like Commanding General Yohana said it would. And the police and the government agencies that police that, they're underfunded. You don't make money from stopping pedophiles. You can't make money like that. Why? Because the people that sign the checks are pedophiles. Because the police are, the crooked cops are pedophiles. The president is a pedophile. Anything else?
Leader of a gay cure ministry has been arrested after allegedly trying to meet a 14-year-old boy for sex. Alan Chambers, 54, was the president of Exodus International, an Orlando ministry that claimed it could cure homosexuality before he shut it down in 2013 and apologized to the LGBTQ community.
Yeah, let me help you out. Hold on a second. They just said, oh, this is Asher called me, texted me. He said, they call it minor attraction person map. It got a name. You know what that means. Once it gets a name, brother, it's going to catch on. Right. And I don't know how you LGBT people are going to come against children preferring people because you're born like that. If you're born gay, then they're born preferring children. I don't know how you're going to fight it. I'll watch and see what you do. What was my point with this? What story are we talking about now? The white man who committed all the crimes. Oh, the pastor. Yeah, if there is a white preacher that is going to cure you of homosexuality, he is a homosexual. That's how it works. How do I know about it? Crooked cops. That's how I know about it. Because the people that they hire to stop violence are violent. The people they hire to stop crime are criminals. Well, the preacher that you pay to make you a better person, to cure your homosexuality, he's going to cure it all right with 2 fingers. That's how he's going to cure your homosexuality. Yeah. He has a cure. No problem. 2 fingers. Come on up in here in my office. I'll get the gay right out of you with 2 fingers. Oh, 3. Okay. No. Oh, 4 is it? You're very zealous. You really are zealous about getting this cured. You say the whole arm. No problem. No sweat. You really want to get cured. Any pastor that is alleging to help you with your gayness is absolutely gay. Why? Because that's the American way, to pay some criminal to stop criminals, to pay some pedophile to stop pedophiles. They cannot be in charge of our morality. White people should not be in charge of your tax dollars. They should not be in charge of your tithes. They can't handle it. They are corrupt from the womb, skewed from birth. How do I know it? History. I used to go to court. I go to court. That judge would read off all of my problems. Do you understand? He had a whole list of them. I said, I ain't going to do it anymore, Your Honor. Well, shit, that ain't what this says. This thing here says you absolutely are going to do it again. I said, there and go. Give me a chance. I don't know, give me one more chance. Give me one more try. Well, when you go to court, if they read your record in court and your record determines whether or not you get mercy, then why can't we read the white man's record? Why can't we simply do what happens to all of us? Well, Your Honor, I'm looking for a job. I'm never going to do it again. Well, Mr. Vasquez, you got 3 charges for here. This is the 3rd time you've been in front of me. You did this and you did that. You're going to jail because I don't believe that you can change. I don't believe you're sincere. Why doesn't the judge believe it? Your record. Why can every Black and Hispanic man go to court and be read his record and your record be the determining factor on how you are treated, and people get to ignore slavery, ignore history, ignore everything they've done? I'm looking at your record. I'm going to look at the Roman Empire, the Greeks. I'm going to look at slavery. I'm going to look at the conquistadors. I'm going to look at the cavalry in America and what they did to the so-called North American Indians. I'm going to look at George Floyd. I'm going to look at the pedophiles. I'm going to look at it. You know what? Your record is a little too stern, a little too dirty. I don't believe you can change. I don't believe it. Why is that wrong? Why is that racist? What judge is called a racist for reading your record of what you've done in the past? He's not called a racist. He's called a thorough judicial advocate. He's called a good judge because he reads your record. Why can't we judge white people? Why can't we look at history and judge them to be someone that is incapable of changing? I think we can. I don't think it's racist to do it. I think it's good judgment. I think it's good judgment. Anything else?
So they're also kind of stupid.
I think you're right.
Lord have mercy.
Well, actually, they do, but just not the chicken eggs that we want. Yeah, no, that was a great
rough one up. Mike Tyson said, was talking about raising pigeons and how his pigeons lay eggs. Fox News said, that dumb nigger Could someone tell him that pigeons don't lay eggs? He's such a dumb nigger from Brooklyn. What? What the hell did you just say? White people, where do you think pigeons come from?
Like, how else would that work?
I don't know. I mean, what have they been thinking this whole time? Maybe you should let us go ahead and be in charge. It's all right. Just sit down over there. It's all right. Work on where you think pigeons come from. Let us go ahead and decide whether or not Iran gets invaded. Let us handle that. Let us go ahead and decide the laws and what laws. Let us handle that. You work on that pigeon thing over there. We'll handle ICE. We'll handle the federal government and the United States military while you work on where pigeons come from. Anything else?
Yes, sir. We got some of them starting to regret their decisions.
Oh, boy.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
I am saying that they are picking up law-abiding citizens. They're destroying families, jobs.
John Gannon is a 75-year-old businessman and lifelong Republican who supported President Trump in 2024.
I wouldn't do that again, not after this fiasco.
His fiancée, 45-year-old Venezuelan immigrant Yasmin Suarez Reyes, was detained by ICE at George Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston in late July.
8 ICE agents swarmed Jasmine and detained her, didn't tell us why, and rustled her off into a car.
When you saw that unfold,
for Trump.
This goes into our topic tonight, Ephraim. What was the topic again?
Do you really want white people to learn compassion?
Do you really want white people to learn compassion? You see, this white man, he voted for Donald Trump. Every white man that voted for Donald Trump voted for him because of Donald Trump's stance on immigration, because they wanted to kick every immigrant out the country. But there is a peculiar thing about white men, Ak. They don't believe that the bad things that they make happen to other people will happen to them. It's like a blindness that they say, well, yeah, get all of these Mexicans out of here. Get these Haitians out of here. They don't know that the girl that they're having sex with is 40 years younger than them. They think that she's safe because of her association with him. They're stunned when bad things happen to them. This white man said he will never vote for Donald Trump again. Now he does not support ICE. Well, do you know what that means, black people out there that hate the UPK because of our stance against white people? You also are against white people learning about compassion, because the only way that you can teach white people compassion is if bad things happen to them. Bad things happen to white people to teach them that bad things hurt. Because when bad things happen to us, they celebrate those bad things. When someone else's fiance goes to jail, you know what he says? Get that Mexican out of here. Get that Haitian out of here. That's what he means. He says they're not going after the bad ones. Your girlfriend is the bad one. But in their mind, oh, my girlfriend is the good one. You know, the bad ones are your girlfriends. You understand? Your grandmom is the criminal. My grandmother is good. Your girlfriend is bad. Mine's is good. How do you teach white people compassion? Bad things have to happen to them. They have to lose their job. They have to get COVID. They have to die. When they die of the diseases that they do not want you to get treated for, they will authorize treatment. That's what will happen. When they go to prison and they see how terrible prison is, you know what will happen? They will fight for prison reform. When ICE agents kidnap their Venezuelan girlfriend, they will say, ICE has to be stopped. This just cannot happen. Blacks and Latinos When you come against the UPK, when we make white people feel bad about themselves, we punish white people the only way that poor people could. We shame them. That's what we do to white people. We don't put them in prison. We don't kill them. We do the one thing that a prophet of God can do and the one thing that poor men can do. We shame them for their record. When you stop us, white people will never learn compassion because they never have a bad day. They never understand sadness. You want white people to understand your plight without them going through it. You want white people to understand poverty without them being poor. You want white people to understand ICE without them getting deported. They can't. Don't you understand? Black and Latino Christians, you are stunting the education of white men. They never learn. They never learn what happens to people if the police don't start shooting white people. Then white people will never understand compassion. What happened when the ICE agents killed a white man and a white woman? You know what happened? Reform. That's what happened. The head of the agency got fired and a new white man was in charge, and he promised what? Reform. Well, that death helped them. You understand? Black Christians, you're hurting white people. You think you're helping white people, but you're really hurting them. You're stopping them from education. You're stopping them from understanding compassion. You won't do what has to be done so that white people can learn what it's like to be in pain. If they learn it, they'll stop the pain that we all feel. Everyone understands.
Sir.
This point is inarguable. It is as solid as granite. There is no way to get around it. It is proven every day. I'll prove this point next week in class if you want. I can prove this every week. Every week. Anything else?
Sir.
Appreciate you being on. Listen, it takes guts, and there have been many of your colleagues who have canceled on us, so I give you a whole lot of credit for joining us today, and I want you to know that I deeply appreciate and respect that you're willing to do it and explain to our audience about this bill. So I just have to ask you, if this isn't amnesty, please tell me what I'm misunderstanding.
Well, the first thing I'd say is amnesty is when we give citizenship, and that does not do this. But let me go back a little bit, because it's really a story that needs to be told. I am a 32-year member of the Texas Farm Bureau. I represent a rural district, many cow-calf operations and dairy operations, among other agricultural types of business. The important thing for us to remember is that we are losing tens of thousands of family-owned businesses, not just in Texas, but across the country, because of the stresses and strains that come from a variety of factors. Notwithstanding, in Texas, a lot of people who lose their land for solar operations or AI to support data centers. But here's the bottom line. If we do not do something to turn around the loss of family farms, we will first go to corporate farms, and corporate farming will simply take over America, and we will have lost those things that are about family farming and communities. If we do not solve this, and we talk about agriculture being a national security issue, we will have to import our food. And it is literally to that point. We already are faced with heavy imports from Mexico and other places south.
This is the head of the Texas Farm Bureau pleading with America to give amnesty so that people that are illegal citizens can come work in the fields. Because these white men voted in a president that said he was going to get rid of the farmers, that said he would get rid of immigrants, and they still voted for him. He said he had Elon Musk on his staff saying they were going to push the country towards AI. Now they're mad about these data centers. I don't even know what the hell a data center is, but it's all over my phone. Ephraim, do you know what it is? Ephraim, please explain whatever the hell a data center is. I assume it's full of data. and it's centered in there.
It just requires a lot of resources to run. Usually, for
What is
AI
it?
firms and just large facilities where they run servers and things like that.
Yeah, Elon Musk was on Donald Trump's staff. White people voted in someone that was going to push the country into drones and AI and in cars that drive themselves. Now they're upset that there's AI centers. They voted for someone that said he was going to get rid of the immigrants and close the borders. And now they're upset that the borders are closed and the immigrants are gone. Do you see the mind of white people? When they were voting for him, they thought Donald Trump would get rid of every immigrant except for theirs. Do you understand? That's what they thought. It's hard for us to get it. It was hard for me to understand it. I remember watching it going, why in the hell would you white farmers be voting for Donald Trump when this is going to shut down every farm? I remember thinking they're not going to vote for that. They did. They did vote for it because their racism is so intense. They don't think that it's going to hurt them. It did hurt them. That's what helped them. You see what happened again? Because their farm is going to shut down. Because family-owned farms that have owned these farms for 100 years, they're losing that farm. Now they understand compassion. Now they get it. You see, when they thought about your grandmother getting deported, that didn't teach them because it happens to you. But when their farm gets shut down, we have to do something about this. We got to give them amnesty. We got to accept them into the country. We have to do it. White people must be hurt for them to understand pain. Now, this is inarguable. There is no way that there is a defense against this argument. I could prove it 10 times a class every day. And if I could have a time machine, I could prove it in Greece. It is inarguable. White people, blacks and Latinos, don't get in our way. Let us hurt them.
Right.
We're going to hurt them.
Right.
We're going to hurt them in a legal way. FBI. In a legal, lawful way. We're going to hurt their feelings. Is that better? How you like that?
Yeah.
Is that good? We're going to hurt their feelings. And that's all. And they'll be better for it. Hey, come on, Desire. I'm trying to learn. All right, go ahead.
But it's moments like this, sir.
Please.
I know Pastor Tice spoke about Officer Abdel Nabi a few moments ago. No, we're not booing. We're not booing him. He's the officer that passed away here recently. So, and I asked if we had a moment of silence, and he said we had not. So I would like your indulgence for a moment of silence for Officer Austin.
Yikes. This is at a Republican convention. They said, I just want to say a prayer for Hamdul Hamalabi. Get the F out of here, you effing fucking Muslim. Oh, he's white.
We're having to back the blues.
Man, damn. I think that's how Donald Trump got elected, everybody. I think it was just racism. I think they're just hateful, and they just voted for whoever was going to hate other people. I think I can prove this every day, all the time. Okay? This is a white man who's just cursed with an Arab-sounding name, and so they booed the name. And he's a cop that got killed in the line of duty. But I'm sorry, I'm good to water. Everybody understands. All right, keep going. Give me the Donald Trump video to go back to the farming if I could.
Yes, sir.
This is a video that happened months ago, but there was one aspect of this video that I didn't see until recently. Go ahead.
Pass back in legally, and we're doing things that are
Can they
very
hear it out?
difficult to do and very complex, but it works really well. We're sending them back, and then they're schooling, they're learning, they're coming in legally. We have a lot of that going on, but we're taking care of our farmers. We can't let our farmers not have anybody. These people that you can't replace them very easily. People that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They're just not doing that work. And they've tried, we've tried, everybody tried.
Right there.
They don't do it. These people
Stop. Now, if you can, Ephraim, give me to, we've tried to get people from the inner cities to do the work that Hispanics and Latinos do in the fields. We've tried to get them to do the work. Play that video, just that part real fast if you could.
You know, people that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They're just not doing that work. And they've tried, we've tried, everybody tried. They don't do it. These people
Stop. Donald Trump is saying that we have to let these immigrants back in the country to work in the fields. You know, people in the inner cities, they just don't do this work. They've tried, we've tried to get them to do that work. How did the federal government try to get people from the inner cities to take jobs in the fields? By firing you. Or else, when did they try? Donald Trump is saying that they tried to get people from the inner cities to do the work that immigrants were doing in the fields. What did the federal government do? I know what they did. They fired hundreds of thousands of people from jobs and offices. That is how they tried. When you heard about all of those firings that the federal government was doing, when you heard about them getting rid of what? DEI. They got rid of DEI. All of these people got fired. People that had preference. There was a time when blacks and Latinos had preference in jobs, meaning they forced people to hire blacks and Latinos. They were forced to hire you. They got rid of DEI. They hired more white people. You lost your job. That's when they were trying to get you in the fields. Then, or else when did they try? Or else let some white man tell you, when did the government try to get us in the fields? I know what the government did. Fire every black and Latino. Fire all of you. Get rid of your unions that were forced to let you in. Get rid of the agencies that were forced to hire you. Don't you understand? When they were firing blacks and Latinos and removing DEI preference from jobs, that was their way to force you to pick cotton again, to cut sugar cane again. It didn't work. So now they have to go bring the immigrants back. That's the reason Donald Trump got hired. That's the reason that he won the election, to hurt you. You know what would hurt him? It would help him to be hurt. His feelings. Everyone understands.
Yes, sir.
Keep going.
Finish the video?
No, I think we're good. Anything else?
I'm really. Come on, sir. We got this one.
What you gonna do? Now, where can we hide her body at? That ass, also. What is you finna do? Oh my god, you trying to leave this house, bitch, and I'm gonna drag you by your fucking hair, bitch. Audrey, talk all that shit that you was talking over the phone. Talk it now! Talk it now! Fuck! Bitch, shut up. Shut the fuck up. No, because this bitch, I want her to fight. I want her to fight. Bitch, shut your mouth. Shut up.
Now, we don't have much information on this one yet. I'm going to check it out. I hope these girls have been arrested.
Ephraim, Tazayak told me about that on the way here. I have never seen that before. Whoa. After that, brother, what's his name again? Nolan Wells. Guess what, black people? Those are her friends. Those are her friends. She got drunk of some kind, got drunk about her white friends, and as she's laying on the bed, they beat her damn near to death and talk about how bad they want to kill her. I did a story earlier about a white man that was angry at Donald Trump because his fiance, who was 30 years younger than him, got deported. You know what part I neglected to bring up, which I thought of as soon as I saw the story? You should break a thumb, the Water Warrior. He probably called in to get her deported. You understand? Right. That's white men. right? You don't have any white friends, blacks and Latinos. You don't have any white friends. You want to have white friends because of your low self-esteem. Your low self-esteem wants a white friend. Like this white friend is going to usher you into a heavenly state. You now are going to have an entree into the upper class because you white friend. You don't have any white friends. Anyone that is your white friend keeps you around because it heightens their self-esteem to have you around. Just like when you're around them, you feel like you're above other black people, other Latinos. When white people are around you, they know they're above you. They know it. This girl went to sleep at college, it seems like, Daryak. And they beat her to death, and someone was filming. That camera boy, I don't know if they believe anything we say without that camera, because they did not believe anything the UPK said until cameras. I remember when Rodney King's video came out. I was in high school, and it was like, it's true. You understand? It's true. Black people and Latinos had been saying it since the time of lynching, but no one believed it. Then they saw Rodney King being beat. It was true. Since then, you have camera phones, and now everyone knows that what One West says is the truth. Now you know because you're a witness of it. We knew it before you witnessed it. We knew it because we're prophets of God. Now you see it. You don't have white friends. And if you want to save your life, you will accept what I'm saying. Anything else?
So like I said, you reminded me of it was very recent. The Florida Attorney General encouraged people to call ICE on their ex-partners.
How did I forget that? Yes, he did. He said, if you have an ex-boyfriend or ex-lover, you're angry at them, call ICE. A lot of you hoes out there, you strippers, blacks and Latinos, you have some white man that you're letting God knows what do to you because he can't have real sex with you. Right? This 70-year-old white man, I guarantee, is not having sex with that Venezuelan of 40 years old. He's doing whatever white people call sex. And that's who knows what that shit even is. The white man is like, all right, let's have sex, Consuela. Thank you. Let's have sex, Consuela. Who know? I don't know what it is. It's something weird. All right, Consuela, let's have sex. Thank you, Consuela. Was it good for you? Consuela's like, nigga, you didn't touch me. I don't think women get touched during sex with white men. Huh? I ain't so sure. I don't know if I think they just stand there. I think he lay down on the table, take a rubber glove and rub it all over his genitals and be like, woo, thank you, baby. That was good. Well, a lot of you Venezuelan hoes, that white man is calling ICE on you. He's getting you deported. Why? Because you talk back. That's all. You had too much mouth because you talked about bringing your grandmother over here. Or he found some Venezuelan who is 50 years younger. And so now it's time to deport you. You don't have a white boyfriend. You don't have a white fiance. You don't have a white friend. They're hurting you and getting pleasure from the feeling of dominance that you have when they're around you. You don't have a white fiance. You don't have a white friend. Is there anything else?
Sir, we got this video.
You can't do that. We're not communists. Watch your mouth with racist remarks, all right? Don't tell me what to do. Hey, watch your mouth with racist remarks. Who's racist? You. You're racist. Look, you talking to go back to China. It's not China. Look, your army outfit doesn't mean nothing. You want to do hand-to-hand combat outside? Let me know anytime you want. Okay, turn the camera off. Anytime you want. Turn the camera off. Let's go outside. Anytime you want. Let's go. Let's go outside. Let's go. Turn the camera off. Let's go outside. You want to do hand-to-hand? Yeah, hand-to-hand combat. Come on. Hand-to-hand combat. Come on, let's go. You sure? Yeah, I'm sure. You ain't gonna do it. No, come on, let's go outside. You're all talk. Come on. You're all talk, buddy. Outside, come on. You're all talk. Put the camera down. You're all talk. Put the camera down. You're gonna call the cops. They hit you. No. No, go ahead. You're gonna call the cops. Go ahead, hit me. You said you want to do hand-to-hand combat. You're gonna call the cops. I'm right here. Come on. Call the cops. Come on. Call the cops. Look. Asians do a lot for this country, all right? Don't call her a communist about being in China. Okay? Don't ever tell me what to do.
Let me tell you what happened. This is a video where some white man was in some office and was calling some Asian a communist from China. and a black man in a so-called white man's military uniform told him to stop being racist. He told that black person who was in the white man's military, your uniform means nothing. I don't care about your uniform. Let's go outside and fight. I thought you were patriotic. You see, this is something that we've been teaching you about white men forever. Back when Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee because of the George Floyd incident, and white men said, you disrespect our service members when you take a knee. Because, God damn it, we love everyone in the military. We love America. When a black man is in a military uniform, that uniform doesn't mean anything to me. Let's go outside. I don't care about your uniform. Blacks and Latinos, listen carefully. A white man loves nothing but hate. Nothing. He does not love America. White people do not love America. Blacks and Latinos love America. Right. White people do not love America. How do I know it? Because the minute they don't get their way, they will storm the Capitol or beat up someone in the uniform, in it. After World War II, you got lynched for wearing that uniform. Now we're in 2026. And if you try to defend loving every citizen, not being racist, talking about what the Asians did for America, some white man's going to take you outside and try to kill you. White people are not patriotic. They don't love the flag. They don't love service members. They don't love the Congress. They don't love the Constitution. They don't love the freedom of speech. White people love white supremacy, and that is it. The minute you do anything that takes away white supremacy, they will hate America. Can I prove this every week? You know I can. You know I can. Is there anything else?
Kind of say this video right here.
Love and hip-hop star Sydney Starr, known as Sydney Favors, is facing multiple felony charges for allegedly abusing a child. According to Georgia court records viewed by Oxygen, Starr has been charged with sexual battery against a child under the age of 16, aggravated child. Starr is a transgender model and TV personality who appeared on season 9 of Love and Hip Hop New York. According to a press release from the Hapeville Police Department, she was arrested on August 2nd after police were called to an Embassy Suites hotel in the greater Atlanta area on a report of a sexual assault involving a child. According to an arrest warrant, Starr confessed to the act, telling investigators they were consensual. Authorities said in a press release, quote, "Because this case involves a juvenile, no additional information will be released from our agency." Starr is...
For a second. This is a transgender brother that I remember this face, Huck. This cat was famous. And he got famous. Why? Because you had to accept him for who he is. Let me tell you, one of the great victims of unconditional love is the transgender and LGBT community. They're victims of this concept that you have to love them no matter what, and that God loves them no matter what. You see, you think that that is helping people. Today, coming down here, I saw the LGBT flag. The LGBT flag says everything you want to know about gay people. Have you seen the flag? Put the flag. Too much, oh, too much. Shit. We're in New York. We're in New York. My apologies. The flag is everywhere. It's plated on your front. It's on your car when you come out of work. But show everyone else the LGBT flag. Yes. The brothers in Texas might have never seen it. Okay.
I think they take it to camp and put it on.
Oh, they take it to camp. And they step on it. Listen, if you want to understand the gay agenda and why it's effective, now that's what the point I'm trying to get to today. The reason the gay agenda is effective is because of unconditional love. You see this flag? Oh, you ever see that flag and how it's so complicated? Do you understand? Like, you missed it. That's not even the full one. It's a circle in the full one. I think that might be the full one. I ain't even sure. Okay, the LGBT flag is complicated. There's a reason it's complicated, because it is attempting to not hurt anyone's feelings. It has a black stripe for the blacks, has a brown stripe for the browns. It has a red. Those colors all represent some group of people. And I remember when they first came out with it, it was simply a rainbow, right? Then they said, wait a minute, we're not including the blacks and the browns and the blues and the light blues and the purples. And they begin to just make a flag that makes sure that they're not hurting anyone. Everyone is included. Now you got this thing. And they're like, what in the hell does this flag even mean? You don't know. This is what it means. Everyone has to be included. Everyone has to be loved. Everyone. There is a belief that started in the Christian church when the Christian church tried to brand themselves as accepting of all deviance, of all sin. And this concept is called unconditional love. And I'll explain it to you briefly. God loves you no matter what you do. If you're a murderer, God loves you. If you're a liar, God loves you. If you're of a different religion, Islam, Buddhism, God loves you. If you hurt people, God loves you. If you're gay, God loves you. If you are a child molester, God loves you. Why? Because everyone has to be included. Everyone, no one can be left out. Here's what the people who push that on you don't tell you. There's a victim when you extend love to everyone, no matter what action they take. You see, because when the man that molests you goes to church, they tell him, God still loves you. God knows your heart, which means he can continue to molest you. He can keep doing it. He doesn't have to stop because God will love him even if he doesn't stop. God will love him even if he continues to eat pork, even if he continues to eat shrimp. God will love him even if he continues to molest children. That is the great unheard of victim in the gay agenda. So many gay men, if you see a man like this transgender, you would go to him and say, who hurt you? Who touched you? Who did this to you? But you can't say that to him because if you say that to him, that's judging him. That's not loving him. So then since I can't ask him, did someone hurt you? Did someone molest you? I can't say that. All I can do is celebrate him. That's all I can do. I can put a line on the flag that represents him. I can say, go ahead, girl. I can call him a woman. Why do they call gay? Now that I've explained this to you, why do you call a man a woman who's born a man? I just gave you the answer. Anyone want to guess? Because I can't hurt his feelings. I have to accept him. So since you want to be a woman, you're a woman. How do you identify yourself? That always shocked me because I grew up under Commanding General Yohana. And I said I was a Jew. And they told me I was not. They said white people are Jews. They said that's some ghetto religion. You're calling black people Jews. I was never able to identify myself as a Jew. I remember wearing a shield of David around my neck. And someone will inevitably say, why are you wearing that? But a man with a penis can wear breasts? You don't ask him, why do you have breasts? I can't wear a shield of David around my neck without someone asking me, why are you wearing that? You're not one of them. Why is it blacks and Latinos can't be Jews, but men can be women? You know why? Because of the myth of unconditional love, which doesn't extend to niggers and spicks that want to call themselves the chosen people of God. That unconditional love doesn't extend to us. That right of expression doesn't extend to us. That right to accept us by whatever we want to be called, by whatever we want to identify ourselves as, that does not extend to niggers and spicks that want to be the chosen people of God. It doesn't extend to us. You're trying to love these sexual deviants, and in doing so, children are being hurt. And when these children grow up and they get fake breasts, this week in Chicago, I forgot to tell y'all about this. This week at the Midwest Fire Cookout, we sitting down at the table, and 2 gay men try to get into the barbecue. And when I say gay men, one of them was, walking funny, switching. The other one had breasts and a badunkadunk butt implants. The brothers said they didn't know if he was transgender until he turned around and he had a badunkadunk, like a stripper in Atlanta. He turned around. I said, oh boy, the brothers are going to kill him. I remember thinking to myself, they're going to kill him at the opening. And of course, General Hazayan is sitting there from the tribe of Benjamin. General Hazayan said, who in the half? General Hazayan is half out of his seat, going to kill this man with breast implants and butt implants. I am not exaggerating. He had breast implants and butt implants. So I told myself, I said, General Hunter, could I go de-escalate this? Because I knew I had to, because I could see the brothers at the damn opening of the gate about to kill him. So I went over to him and I went and talked to him, and I just said, I walked him away real polite and nice to the cats. And I said, see, they're not going to let you in here because they believe you're homosexual by the way you're dressed and by the implants you have. And I said, this is the Israelite School of UPK. And, okay, the brothers in here cannot be around someone like you. Now, if you want to change and get those implants out of you and do something about yourself, you can call somebody on the phone. But you cannot come in here being a homosexual. And they, of course, were very upset about it, but they understood it. Now, as I'm looking at him, I know he is a victim of some man who does not have breast implants. Right. Do you understand? There's some man walking around, a construction worker. He doesn't have breast implants. He doesn't have butt implants. He looks like the type of man that wants to come in and be a father figure to some child that doesn't have a father at home. You see, when you see men like these transgenders, they're the victim. You understand? There's some man that looks absolutely normal because he's the predator. Him. You know what he does well? He knows how to seduce mothers who don't have father figures for their kids. He knows how to do that. And now you're going to see someone like this transgender with breast implants. And guess what? You can't even talk to him. You can't even say, what happened to you? Did someone molest you? Did someone hurt you? Because if you do that, you're homophobic. You're homophobic for saying, listen, transgender man, I see you got a surgery and you got butt implants and breast implants. You augmented your body. You have body dysmorphia. What did you think was so wrong with that male body that you were born with? I thought that you had to love yourself. What happened to that, Ephraim? What happened to love yourself? What happened to God doesn't make mistakes? That's not real. That was all bullshit. Because I thought that you taught children now. Love yourself. God didn't make a mistake. However you were born, you're perfect just the way you are. That doesn't extend to gay people. They're imperfect because they have a penis. They're imperfect because they have a vagina. Why is that child not perfect? Why can't they love themselves? Unconditional love means they can't love themselves because you can't never say you're perfect. You're not a girl. You're a boy and you're perfect like that. You're born perfect. You're a girl and you're perfect like that. You don't need to act like a boy. You're perfect. Why? Because I have to love this child no matter what. Who gets hurt then? What child molester goes unpunished because children aren't questioned about their behavior? What child molester is no one talking about because I have to accept this boy as being born gay? Well, this is what happens. This faggot, give me the word. LGBT. This transgender was celebrated on Love and Hip Hop. He was all over the TV. He was everywhere. Celebrated. He molested a child in a hotel. And when they asked him about it, what did he do? He confessed. You know what his excuse was? It was consensual. He wanted to do this, which in his mind means what? You can't judge it. He is child preferring, correct, Asher? Yeah, he is minor attracted, and the child wants to do it. And if a child can decide their sex, can a child decide that now? Can a child just tell you, listen, mom, I want to be a girl, so take me for gender reaffirming surgery? Then why can't a child decide they want to have sex with this man? They can decide their gender. That's a big decision to make. Or then they can decide whether or not they have sex with some transgender in a hotel. You see, while you're so quick to love, you are not quick for justice for a child that is not being loved. You have to open your eyes. Let me tell you something about God's love that I know you're not going to hear, because then you will know that God does not love you. God's love is truly transactional. It is so transactional that you don't understand it. God's kindness, his mercy is transactional. God's love is not unconditional in any way. That's what this book is telling us. From Adam, who was kicked out of the Garden of Eden. God damn it, that's the first story in there. The first story in there is a man who was given paradise, but he did not obey the rules. He lost paradise. He lost it. Every single story, down to Cain, who murdered his brother. God didn't give Cain love. After he murdered his brother, he exiled him and kicked him out. And the stories keep going and going to the Israelites that disobeyed the commandments of God and lost their homeland. To the Israelites that were enslaved in Egypt. To the Israelites enslaved in Persia. On and on and on. Doesn't that teach you about how God's love is attained and how God's love is lost? God's love is transactional. It is not unconditional. God's love is very conditional. That understanding will help you to attain God's love. I want God to love me. I don't want him to hate me. I know what it's like when God hates you. I know what it's like. This is my reminder. Every day, I relish it and look at it. You see this finger right here? I cut my finger twice in 2 days. I did not feel it. That's how I cut it twice. I didn't know I cut I see blood dripping down my arm. God damn it. Making the lamb one year, I cut my finger off. It was hanging off. I didn't know I cut my finger off. It was off. I had to do like this and run to the goddamn emergency room because it was off. I needed this. Do you understand? I hope you don't. I hope you don't. I did. I know how you attain God's love. I know how you lose it. Now, that's what gay people need if you love gay people. If you love them, then let him know how he can attain love. Let him know how he can be accepted by God. It is not helping him for you to teach him that God's love is unconditional because it is very conditional. I pray you understand. Eso entiendes. Ephraim.
Tazaria. I just want to add 3 things to that story. What you're saying about the love, his mother immediately said, that's not her cat. Now I'm saying him because I know what it is.
Of course.
She says, that's not her. She didn't do it. Still calling her a she. Also, a point of note, he also got famous by lying on Chingy. Chingy was a famous rapper, had that song, remember. I Like It When You Do It Right There. Career was going through the roof.
Yeah.
He takes a picture with this thing, probably maybe not knowing that it's a man.
Mm-hmm.
He lies and said they had a relationship. Now, if that happened in 2026, it probably would skyrocket his career.
Forget about
But back when you could actually be a man and stand for something,
it ruined him.
It ruined his whole. He has never had a career. His whole career stopped because they said he was with this transgender. The story. So he goes, and I would have to assume Prowse. Now, what I know from the backdrop is that the last show that Sydney Star was on was it was on what's that crazy channel? It's a channel that hosts
VH1.
Not VH1. It's another channel that hosts all in reality shows because it was like a transgender show that he was on, Zeus Network.
Mm-hmm.
So that show Whack was a part of getting that show done.
Whack 100.
Whack 100 was part of getting that show done.
Mm-hmm.
So he was contacting Whack and them to see if they was going to do like a reunion or something like that. So the hotel that he was staying in was a part of that reunion that could potentially happen. There's a football event happening around that area. I don't know if he was on a prowl or not, but that's where he saw the underage boys. So he sees the underage boys. Now, I don't know how he presented himself to them. Probably got dolled up with that make. Oh, and there's another video from like the early 2000s or something like that, where that same man put on all the makeup, fake breasts, fake ass, go in the middle of Times Square. And it's about 8 young boys groping him. He twerking on them. They don't know that this is a man. So that's like his mental. So he convinces the boys to come to the room. Well, one of the boys to come to the room with him. They get to, I guess, and he discovered
this
and tried to run. He grabs her leg. Excuse me, he grabs his leg, trying to plead with him not to leave, tried to bribe him not to say nothing. He ran and told his parents. That's how he got in jail.
God damn.
So
the boys that went there thought they were with a woman.
Yeah, thought it was
because
a woman.
he looks like a woman.
Right, because it looks like a woman, because it got the breasts and all that stuff like that. Get to the hotel, find out it's not a woman. Now they trying to leave. I think it's just one boy try to leave. He grabbed his leg to try to stop him from leaving. And when they arrested him, they said open condoms fell out his pocket.
Yikes.
Just reporting. That's
condoms for the woman.
Condoms for
I say, listen, girl, what you gonna put that condom on? What's that condom for, lady? Jesus. And that's why they said sodomy.
Right. That's
because he was planning on violating them boys. God damn.
Because
Go ahead.
The sodomy was both. It was oral.
Oh shit.
And anal. That's what the condom, I'm assuming, is for the anal.
Right.
But then they also said the oral. And he went to jail because he's the boy is under 16. I think he's 13 or 14 years old.
Boy.
Yeah.
Boy. What is that? Is that, I'm homophobic if I talk about this? I don't understand. Listen, and let me tell you something. These transgenders will make you homophobic if they're going to trick you and then grab your leg when you try to run out the hotel room. We're going to all be scared of gay people. God damn it, you get in the hotel room, they snatch you up like Freddy Krueger in there. It's not hate to ask a transgender man, did someone hurt you? You see, instead of assuming that they chose to be like this or God made them like this, maybe someone else chose this for them. Maybe it was some adult man that grabbed them by the leg when they were 16 and didn't let them leave their mother's bedroom or their grandmother's house. And now they grow up and they go to repeat this action. Remember, I taught you earlier about a young and impressionable age. There's an age when if you get molested at a certain age, you won't process it like violence. You'll process it like, if my uncle touched me, my uncle, who is an adult, must know that I'm gay. I've counseled these children when they don't process it like this is an act of violence. They process it like, well, he must have saw something in me that let him know I'm gay. So since my uncle thinks I'm gay, I must be gay. And they go their whole lives thinking they decided something their uncle decided. Asher.
I was going to say something right along those lines of that. The fact that this person was trying to plead with that child, don't say nothing, is very important because that's what a groomer would do.
Yeah.
If you don't say nothing, maybe I can do this for you.
Who else didn't say something? Who else did not say something?
Oh, that person.
He did. This is it. This is what happened to him. Right? He didn't say anything. He went out and put on a wig. You understand? That's them. It's him. He's the person that is asking another child to do what he did. Don't tell your mother. Don't tell anyone. Don't say anything. Keep it secret. What happens in this house stays in this house. So now he's asking this boy to do the same thing. Barakathah Yahweh Yahweh shot, the boy didn't do it because that boy should not let Barakathah Yahweh Yahweh shot. Let me tell you children out there something. Don't let some adult decide the kind of adult that you will be. Don't do that. No, don't do that. Right? Someone touching you when you're young is them trying to decide how you will be as an adult. They don't get that right to decide. God decides that. God has chosen your sexual preference. How do you know? Between your legs. That's how you know your sexual preference. It's such an easy thing to understand. You understand it the way a dog or a cat understands their sexual preference. If you're born with a penis, then you are born to be attracted to women. That's it. If you're born with a vagina, then God has decided that you will be attracted to penises. So why do I need to know that? Because some days I'll have some thought in my mind that will go against what God made me. I will reject that thought. Maybe one day some man who has a penis will be attracted to me and I have a penis, and I will know that this is evil. I will know that this is wrong. Is this strange? Let me tell you what happens every day. Every day we say to ourselves, I have a thought to burn down the house. Have you ever heard of a child playing with matches? Raise your hand. Yeah. Were they born like that? Children like to play with matches. No one ever says, well, go ahead and let him burn down the house. He's born fire attracted. He's flame attracted. Everyone tells a child that likes to play with matches, ho, ho, ho. That thought you're having, don't have it. Nah. The child says, but listen, I really love this fire. I really want to play with these matches. I really love it. I don't give a damn what's in your mind. You don't play with matches. Why is it that there are certain things that a child just comes out doing, and we all as a society says children are not supposed to play with matches? Who can give me the answer that children shouldn't play with matches? Why not? First thing that comes to your mind, that's all you need. It's the answer to the gay problem. Why shouldn't a child play with matches? He knows how to strike them. He has the ability. He's choosing to do it. He wants to do it. He likes to do it. It gives him pleasure. Why shouldn't he do it? Please, Ephraim, nice and loud.
Because it will harm him.
Because it will harm him. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You see, that's right. That's all. You see, I'm going to decide that this child is not ready to make a decision that could hurt him because he's too young. This is all he has to know. If you have a penis, you're a man. God chose for you to like women. God already chose it. That's it. You have a vagina, you're made to like men. God already chose it. Anything else is subverting God's love. And if you go against it, God will not love you. Don't find out the hard way. Anything else, Ephraim? With that, please pass the class over to who? Precinct Captain Shamal Wahala. You got it.
Stop it for the class. We give one courtesy salute. Man of Israel, Amajim would be to stand. Give one courtesy, man of Israel, Shabbat. Amajim, Barak. Yahba Hashem Yahshua Bakathum. Yash Matah, Saw, turn and face the sisters. Give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Man of Israel, Shabbat. Amajim, Barak. Yahweh Shemo Athan Ba Hashem Yahweh Shah. Yash Matah.